Played 3 great games. That was fun to watch, and enjoy the off day and be ready for Cincinnati.
Tonight off, and as the manager said, the Red Sox will begin a 3-game series in Cincinnati tomorrow evening. There were a pair of NHL trades involving a goaltender yesterday, and neither of them involved the Bruins and Linus Ullmark. First, New Jersey got Jacob Markstrom from Calgary for a top 10 protected 2025 first-round draft pick and defenseman Kevin Ball. And then the Washington Capitals sent Darcy Kemper to L.A. for center Pierre-Luc Dubois. And the NFL Network is reporting that the league is now considering a separate salary cap for quarterbacks. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Prolotherapy. Don't let joint pain keep you off the court, course, or trail this spring. Eliminate that pain with Dr. Franke of Boston Prolotherapy. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Mission accomplished.
Goes to Derek White, who steps back into the corner for three. Kick into the corner. Al, three. Got it. Offensive rebound. Lively. Blocked by Derek White. A monster block.
This is the flagship station of the world champion Boston Celtics. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Fred, hello. 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 Mm-hmm. Hello. 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 Hello.
He's naked. He has a sword.
Let's talk about cheese.
Bruins are back from the West Coast.
What the Is it okay to use this for the radio?
Yeah, oh yeah. Welcome to the show, you sweet bitch.
I got the T-Rex. If you know, you know. And that's the goddamn word on the street. Cocaine and hookers. Yes.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Toucher and Hardy show. Town Fair Tire Studios brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. You can watch us, as always, on YouTube. Hardy will say hello.
Hello.
Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And subscribe to keep up to date. And so you can call us 617-779-0985. It's very exciting. Today is the Tyler Milliken's cousin day. He is here. He just waved to me. It's very exciting. He's got his gold chain on. And he's got a song, his Jaylen Brown song, which is upwards of getting close to 100,000 plays, which Nicholas, who made the video, is telling me is quite a feat on the Instagram.
Sweeping the nation is what this is.
Yeah, I can tell you right now because I have the analytics because I'm a collaborator, my friends, on it. I can tell you exactly how many it has right now. You got that for me, Hardy boy? You got that song for me? A little Tyler Milliken, cousins?
You want the Jaylen Brown?
Yeah. Jaylen Brown's the hit. It's been played 73,000 times.
Hold on.
It's reached 54,000 accounts.
So just so we're clear, before it is eclipsed this, because I still think this is the banger, and I'm not trying to get this one more love.
He was more like single zero for a logo 3.
I mean, that lyric alone should be enough. But you're telling me this is the one.
Damn right it is.
The north end of Boston is the baddest part of town. And if you go up there, you better just beware of a man named Jaylen Brown. Now Jaylen, more than trouble. You see, he stand about 6'6". All the analysts call him a high flyer. All the Mavs just call him Dad. And he's bad, Jaylen Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old Kyrie, meaner than Luka the Don.
And then it ends. But it's fun because the video, this is good stuff. The video is 52 seconds. The average watch time is 4 seconds.
Wait, hold on. Great question. How long does it take for him to start singing? Let's time it out here.
Well, it's not your fault, Tyler Milliken's cousin's cousin.
6 seconds.
Because they don't even let you start singing.
Got to take some of the shine off the $70,000, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
And there's
did you
only
say the
8,000
average watch
replays.
time is 4 seconds?
Average watch time, 4 seconds. Watch time total, 88 hours. 19 minutes, 13 seconds. Average watch time, 4 seconds.
Okay, which means there's a fair amount of watching less than 4 seconds.
Yeah,
if the average.
You can find these at Toucher and Hardy or at Fred Toucher.
That's a click on it by mistake. That's what that is.
On Instagram.
So his plan tomorrow. Is it okay to talk about your plan tomorrow?
Oh, boy.
Milliken's cousin, the intern? Okay. His plan, he's going to the parade.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
He is making a sign with lyrics to the song on each side of the sign. I don't know who he's going with. He's definitely going with bad Jaylen Brown on one side. I suggest on the other side, Jason Tatum is a Celtics player, and also to include musical notes, a couple of eighth notes, maybe a treble clef.
Sure.
You know, things that indicate that this is music. But he also said he's bringing his speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, and he's going to be playing the songs while he walks around with his sign.
Okay, good.
So-
Look at Tyler Milliken's cousin's cousin going, or that's Tyler Milliken. Look at Tyler Milliken's cousin going nuts.
Yes. So I told him, I said, if anyone comes up to you, would you please record your interaction? Get their permission to record the interaction, but then share that with us. And he said he would.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you're going to be that much of a spectacle, take off that chain because that's going to get snatched.
Yeah.
Melted down.
Put yourself in a crowd like that. I understand.
Keep Talib style. That's
Yeah.
going to snatch it off your neck.
As a song stylist, though, Fred, I mean, isn't that what the young vocalists do? They kind of show their bling early on to show that they're already getting into the game and getting paid.
Well, since I am the person going to a boogie with a hoodie, I could tell you yes. Now, my question is this: since you've been having these off-air clandestine conversations with Tyler Milliken's cousin, what was the?
Yes, we were walking in from the parking structure this morning.
All right, so he goes to you. Look, I have an idea.
Yes.
Now, I love the idea.
Chop off my balls!
And I said that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, not good.
But so the idea, he tells you the idea. It's his idea that he's going to go down with a sign with his lyrics to it, or his song titles on it.
Yeah.
With a speaker around his neck. Now he
And-
was
oh,
just
I'm
going to do
sorry.
that for fun,
And his grandmother.
and he was just going to do that for fun.
Well, yeah, his grandma loves parades. That he was kind of explaining why he was going to go to the parade. And so he's going with his grandmother and the sign and for fun. And I think he's eager and anxious to know if anyone will come up to him and say, hey, I know you from Toucher and Hardy.
There's
I know
no
you from the
slicker way
sports
of doing it than making a sandwich board. Now, you say his grandmother likes parades.
Yes.
Another one of these Mensa people.
Oh, God. What? What's wrong with a parade?
I don't think anything's wrong with a parade.
People love parades.
I just don't think I often hear I love parades in the year 2024. It seems like an odd thing to be a fan of, considering I can't think of many parades. Did she go around the world going to various parades? The Rose Bowl parade?
I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade. Work is canceled.
Yeah.
Did she go to Rio for their various parades?
Oh,
Did
for
she go to
Carnival.
Carnival? Does she go to Disney on a regular basis? They have a parade every day.
The 4th of July parade that I used to go to as a kid was probably my second or third favorite day of the year, right behind Christmas and Halloween. I loved that parade.
Every time you say 4th of July parade, I think of the last episode of the Fred Savage show, The Wonder Years.
Yeah.
And I think of being hungover, going back to my college, sitting in my fraternity house the year after I graduated, hungover with my fraternity brothers, watching the last episode that happened to be on TV, and looking around, and myself and everyone else was weeping.
Oh, boy.
The last episode of The Wonder Years ends with the 4th of July parade. It gets slowed down into slow motion the voiceover comes on, and they go character to character, and it's grown Kevin Arnold talking about what happened to them. And he's like, that's the last 4th of July my father ever saw. He died, da-da-da-da-da. Like, like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I never saw so-and-so again, da-da-da-da-da. And I would say the hardest-hitting finale in television history. The legitimately, emotionally hardest-hitting finale in television history. Very, very emotional, especially when you take away all your serotonin and dopamine and you're just sitting there like an empty shell of a human. The day after like a 4-day bender. That's not the thing to be watching in a group full of men. That is, but everyone was like tearing, like no one was sobbing, but everyone was like tearing up, and we all started laughing because there was like 5 of us in a room, and I just looked around and everyone was tearing up, and I don't know since then if I've ever cried in front of another man. Oh no, I did on the air one time, sort of. Yeah, so like if I have, it's
when he got kicked out of the studio for the Elton John interview.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I came in, I hit my head.
Yeah.
But it's been few and far between. That's the one that sticks out the most to me. So that was and I cried the last show at 99X.
You're a big baby.
I thought I was a little
crybaby.
I thought I was a little manlier than I am. To be honest with you,
Niagara Falls over here.
Yeah, I thought I was a little cooler than I am. I was trying to play like a cool guy, and it turns out that there have been a handful of times that I've cried.
So for Milliken's cousin, the 2-sided board, Jason Tatum is the Celtics player. Bad Jaylen Brown. We also have the Banner 18 song, which I don't know if this is going to get the crowd going.
This is Zolak's favorite.
Oh, he likes this one?
This is Mike Lockhart's favorite, too.
Really?
A little light shining off the parquet.
I mean, this is a summer jam. This is like a summer evening jam. Yeah.
Banner 18.
I don't know why I associate it with the summer. It's weird.
Blowing through the rafters in the
because it's about Banner 18 and not anything to do with the summer. I don't know why I associate the two.
Would your grandmother be willing to
go out with me?
Have a sign that says Banner 18 makes me feel fine? Oh, Grandma will do that?
Oh, yeah. Thumbs up from the other room.
How old is your grandmother, Tyler Milliken's cousin? Use your hands.
70.
Oh, she's
so
a young woman.
So if I was Belichick,
hey, now
she could be my Belichick. And that's only halfway to where he is.
Did we get official confirmation? I saw the story about the Ring camera that was his girlfriend's house. So that's official now.
Yeah, that's official.
Okay.
Which makes it not as good that he stuck with her. Like, I like the idea that, I mean, it's still great that he was on there and it was such a human moment, but it does take away some of I mean, it kind of makes him, I like the idea that he was going around banging girls in their 20s, like a lot of them. Like, the idea that he met this chick on a plane and then got suckered into dating her is a little sad. It just is. It's sad. It's sad. He's 70. I keep thinking, well, what if I dated someone, like, in their 20s? And then I'm like, Phil, that doesn't even register. That's not even half the same. That would be like me. Me dating someone who's, like, 24 would be like him dating me. It really would be. He's 73 and I'm 49. It would be like him dating me. There's a 24-year age difference between the two of us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a significant amount of time. I mean, that's a Jimi Hendrix's life almost, Jim Morrison's life almost, Big Pen's life almost. And those people changed the world. Machi. Because I don't want to say anything that I'm going to go, like, do. So, but I'm, like, thinking about it. I'm like, he's old. Like, if he died, like, it wouldn't be like a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's lived a good life. You know, what's the line for you? Like, when someone dies, it's not like they were taken too soon.
I would say anything. Yeah, I would say he's still too young for that. I would say anything less than 75.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a cutoff.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
good.
73, you would be like, because it's like someone you don't know, like just the mortality, the inevitability.
Yeah,
of
somebody dies at 73. It's like, was he sick? No,
Yeah.
it's just old age. Like, that's not that old anymore.
Isn't that funny? Because I think the older you get, the further that line gets, especially like
For me?
No, for everybody. For everybody. Because before I would have told you, like 15 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, 60. You know what I'm saying? And then you go, well, that's not true.
No.
And then you
I'm
go
too close to that line.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
I was going to say 80. The way that people are these days.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very sad when my parents pass, but it's they've had a good run. They've had a good run. I can't sit here and tell you that they haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it's sobering when you have these realizations and, being closer to 60 or 70. Now it's like, oh, I'm closer to 80 than I am to 20, and I don't feel like a 20-year-old. 80 just seems impossible to me.
Well, that was what was said about Willie Mays dying. Is that because Willie Mays, not Walton, not West. Willie Mays was the one that like everyone's like legitimate, and for some reason it's not. This seems, you can kind of read it. This seems like he meant like a lot to like these like people like the couple generations or a generation before us. Like he like legitimately meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
So like hearing these guys like Mad Dog or like Kirchin and these guys talk about him, and then they're talking about him like that's the end of it. I heard someone yesterday say that the oldest Hall of Famer now is the living Hall of Famer is what is Aparicio? I forget his name.
Luis Aparicio?
Aparicio.
Yeah.
Is the oldest living Hall of Famer. So that generation of greats now is gone. So the people that we grew up, our parents talking about being fans of, are all gone now. Like, so, and then the next to go are the ones that we grew up watching.
Yeah, I know.
Or the ones, for me, the ones right before the ones I grew up watching. Because like Johnny Bench and stuff, the 70s players I didn't watch. So they're still around. So I'm one set of deaths away from mine. You're that set of deaths.
I'm that set of
You're like Carlton Fisk and those
yes,
guys. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly who
like,
I am.
see, I'm the
Yes.
one after that. I'm like Ozzie Smith
Fisk,
and those
Lynn,
guys.
Rice, all those guys. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one before me.
Yep.
See, I'm like Trammell and
Whitaker
and
Higginson.
Ozzie Smith. Bobby Higginson is a peer of mine.
Is Higginson still living?
I don't know if he's living.
That's a guy.
If he's living, it's on a houseboat.
That's a guy who's like, oh, he made it to 60. Good for you.
God, Higginson. If you don't know, Higginson, there was a woman named Tawny Peaks, and she was famous because she went around doing interviews because she got sued in quotations by a strip club patron because she dropped a boob on his head, and he said it caused his neck to sprain, conveniently for her publicity.
Yes.
And she lived in Detroit, and she was on a talk show, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm dating Bobby Higginson." We're just like, "Yeah, you are." He just goes, "Give me the stripper with the biggest cans you got," and I'm like, "God bless you, Bobby Higginson.
Higginson's one of those guys.
You're living
like,
every 16-year-old boy's dream."
It's his life in the years, man. That guy.
He owned a car wash and like a limo company.
I know.
Like,
I've heard rumors.
Oh, he was he was like doing Jaeger bombs and hanging out of like the moon roofs of limos. But I mean, he was living a 16-year-old. He had the stripper with the biggest jugs.
Yeah.
And he was playing for the Tigers, running around. He probably had like a Slurpee machine.
How
in his
old
house
do you
too.
think Bobby Higginson is? Since we're down this road now,
47.
He's 53.
Oh, he's older than me.
He's still he's at 53. How many years do you think? How many years left do you give him?
Look at Bobby Higginson being older than me. That's refreshing after all this talk of mortality. All right, we'll be back. What happened last night, we'll get you everything up, including Hardy is fit to be tied about this Tiger Woods situation. I think we should discuss that.
Okay.
Hardy's got an opinion on it.
And we should discuss the Red Sox.
Yeah,
they're worthy of discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. A
little bit.
That's sure. Let's not get too crazy with them. So the tickets. Let's keep the tickets prices right where they are.
I don't think there's any danger of that. I think you're fine for now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. We'll be right back.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Tune in to Toucher and Hardy.
for Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on?
All right, we'll start with the Red Sox, who notched their 5th straight win last night. 7-3 over the Blue Jays. Brian Bayo on the mound.
If ever there was one. Swing and a miss. They made him look bad with that changeup. 2 down.
Thanks to Nesson for that sound. Listen to that crowd. They're just into it. They just love it. I mean,
Swinging a high fly ball center field. Racing for it, Kiermaier. He's turning around now. Watch it go. It is gone. Ooh. He crushed that ball. Duran got that way over the 400-foot mark.
Man.
And up there on the bridge.
What? Am I dead?
400.
Am I in heaven?
Yes.
It's 400 feet?
I thought...
That was what I was promised if I carry this bag.
I thought it was virgins that you got.
No. No, just 200 ladies. 400 feet.
Okay. I understand it's the Red Sox playing in Toronto, so the crowd's not going to go nuts, but boy, it does sound like a church in there.
Toronto's not exactly lighting the world on fire. They are not a good team. They're
Under 500, massively underachieving. I spent most of my time watching the game looking for Geddy Lee, and I couldn't find him.
Oh, Neil refused to tour any longer.
He died, Fred.
No, I just saw a clip on Instagram. He was talking about Neil and about how him and Geddy and Alex wanted to keep touring, but Neil felt like he physically couldn't pull it off on the drums anymore. This was before his death, obviously.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying that Neil, it was very emotional.
I don't know if you guys watch enough drumming videos to have this as part of your algorithm, but I've watched enough to where I get them a lot. But even with all the drummer videos that I get, apparently, according to Instagram, there are only 3 drummers who ever lived. And they are, can you guess who they are?
Neil Peart.
Yep, that's one.
Keith Moon?
No, I would love Keith Moon videos. And maybe there's not enough footage, like isolated video
the
footage.
Dude from Tool?
Yes, Danny Carey is the second drummer, according to Instagram, and there is a third drummer.
Is he alive? No, Chamberlain?
No, very old, like the first, I would say, superstar drummer.
I know who you're talking about. Not a rock drummer or a Latin drummer?
Big band.
Oh, yeah. What's his face? I know who you're talking about.
Guy?
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich. Sorry.
Buddy Rich. Those are the 3 drummers, according to Instagram.
I know the guy from Tool puts the camera on his hat and goes to and fro on this kit.
They got, like, drum cams and stuff. And then there's one video that is that devilish little imp, Maynard James Keenan, and the one part of the drum solo where Danny Carey is supposed to reach down and grab a mallet to hit the gong behind him. Maynard replaces it with a large marital aid, and Danny reaches down and he grabs a big phallus, is what he grabs, and he hits the gong with it anyway. Those
Maynard's
kids
a lot
have
of fun.
fun.
Yeah, he's a real fun guy. All right, yes, John, you're frantically waving. Go ahead.
Have you seen the video, the drum solo Neil Peart did on Late Night with David Letterman?
Yes.
Oh yeah, after he had taken
Excellent.
the jazz lessons. That's the thing about Neil Peart is that he took. Even like in his 60s, he was taking jazz drumming lessons. You would think that someone considered one of the great drummers of all time would be resting on his laurels, but not Neil. Neil was still actively learning and pushing the craft.
And lyrically was still, exploring new subject matter, like in the song Enola Gay, which you can find on the Power Windows album. It's all about the airship that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. It's historical rock and roll, Fred.
Well, Power Windows was about the end of the world. That had distant early warning on it, I believe. The world rests on my shoulders, but what am I to do? I can see the tip of the iceberg, and I'm worried about you.
I had no idea. Starts with Big Money. That one I remember. That was
Big
the
money goes around the world. Big money take a cruise. That's when they were wearing Texas
Manhattan
tie.
Project. I'm sorry. That's that.
Yeah. It's all about the end of the world. They were very synth heavy. They were also into wearing much silk and lots of Texas ties, bolo ties and silk. How do you remember, Fred? Well, I can tell you. The American Music Awards come around the time of Power Windows. Young Freddie T's laying in bed watching the Tube.
Yeah.
Alex Lifeson comes up, bolo tie, silk shirt, jacket on, and I go, that's the look I want to acquire. I said to myself, I never did. I never had a bolo tie, but I still remember laying in bed going, like, that's the coolest guy ever. And then I look back on that, and I think the next day I went, what's going on with you, Fred? We need to have, get your OP stuff back on. Get your Ocean Pacifics back on. Let's get back on the playground. Let's go, kid.
All right. One final play from the Red Sox last night. Chris Martin.
Chop back to Martin. Barehanded.
It was all yellow.
Yeah, I jumped across for you. What a thing to do. It was all yellow Chris Martin thing.
Seat of his pants. He throws it over there to get the out. Well, let's see if he's okay.
Oh, he said he was sitting down on his bum. Is he all right?
Down and somehow made the play with a bare hand grab of it and got the out at first.
Yeah, Chris Martin in relief. He pitched the 9th last night, and the Red Sox get the win 7-4. All right.
There you go.
5 wins in a row, 1 game out of a playoff spot.
5 games over 500.
7-3, excuse me. Excuse the hell out of me.
They could be a wild card team. I mean, this is the time of year that you start. It's usually Memorial Day, but Memorial Day is the time of year that you take a check at the standings. And if you're within striking distance of a playoff spot, you're a buyer at the deadline. So you would conceivably think that they would buy at the deadline. Now, I'm not saying that they would go nuts and acquire a superstar, but you would think that they would add rather than subtract.
You would hope so. I'm not convinced. I'll believe it when I see it. The halfway point of the season is next week. So they're 75 games in.
And if you go back and you include the losses and look and see what they've done, Alex Cora, absolutely right. It's not just about those 5 straight wins, but getting enough wins over the course of these last 3 sets with the Blue Jays, Yankees, Phillies.
I'm very proud of the guys. Beat the Phillies and the Yankees and get greedy. Come here and play 3 great games. That was fun to watch and enjoy the off day and be ready for Cincinnati.
So winners of 3 straight series now.
Yeah, they'll be by the trade deadline. They'll still short of a collapse. They'll be in. They're not going to get close to Baltimore, but they're not in the same ballpark as Baltimore. But look, you get into a quick series with them. They'll be within striking distance of the last wild card slot, so they would have to add, even if it's minor additions. They got to add at the trade deadline.
I'll believe it when I see it.
John,
they are.
What a turn of phrase!
Getting by with guys that are playing way above their heads at the moment.
But they're not gonna. I know the deadline's pushed back a little bit this year, but you got to figure that they'll still be within sniffing distance of that.
Yeah, sure. They may actually have a hold of one of the spots. I mean, they're right there. They're 1 game
available.
out.
The spot available.
The spot available. They're 1 game. I think it's behind Kansas City.
Yes, it is
for that last 3rd wild card. So against all odds, here they are. They're 5 games over 500.
Yeah,
they're playing well
because the elite of the American League are the elite of the American League. Seattle's pitching is elite. I don't know what Cleveland's doing. You'd have to tell me.
They are. I don't know either. I'm looking at that lineup. I'm looking at that rotation. I don't know how they're doing it either.
Obviously, the Yankees in Baltimore are outstanding. They're making, both of them are making the playoffs. But that is open. That is open for business down there.
Alex Cora getting it done with Brian Bayo.
He threw strikes. That's the important thing. When they scored the runs, they were aggressive, put the ball in play, find some holes. He stayed aggressive in the zone, got the double play against JT, and he did an outstanding job.
JT left the station. All right, we'll be back. The PGA Tour and Tiger Woods get into bed together. Our own Hardy, very upset. Our Hardy, who will be carousing around Connecticut later today.
That's right. Going to be down at Cromwell, Connecticut, Travelers Championship, Northeast one and only signature PGA Tour event. The action started yesterday with the Pro-Am, Fred. The excitement continues today and all through the weekend.
Wow, aren't you lucky?
Hardy's going to be, so it's going to be an all-world golf show.
Yeah.
On Saturday. Are you doing it live from the Travelers?
In a way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Live to tape. 48 hours in advance. All right, we'll be back.
Why don't you shut your dumb mouth and you say things out loud like that?
Hey, Max Homa, a hole-in-one yesterday doing a practice round.
You don't know what his sexuality is. All right, very good. We'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Celtics are back in Boston after a quick trip to Florida to begin the celebration of their championship. Wiki woo. Wiki woo.
All right, so we are Toucher and Hardy. It's very exciting. We're brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Now, Hardy is, like he said, is going to be at the Travelers Championship.
Yeah, Cromwell, Connecticut, TPC River Highlands. I'll be there later today, Fred.
Now, we'll have young Nicholas tomorrow out at the parade live, and we're going to already know Tyler Milliken's cousin's going with the sandwich board and his grandma.
I don't know
and
if it's I don't want to misrepresent. I don't think it's a sandwich board. I believe it is a sign, a double-sided sign.
Okay.
Tyler Milliken's cousin. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It says sandwich board that you will wear or a double-sided sign. Double-sided sign.
Okay, because that's going to be hard on the arms. That's like a boxer having to keep his hands up for 10 rounds.
Well, Grandma can carry it for a while.
Well, there you go.
That's right. They can. Well, she's going to have her own sign according to Tyler Milliken's new plan.
She's got 2 arms.
That's true. Very good. She's only a woman of 70.
Right.
And apparently not hard on the eyes either.
Oh, really? Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, that's the word on the street. A little Gilfy situation. She ain't getting pregnant, baby. Don't worry about a damn thing.
Oh, no.
The attorney's not a fan of that one.
No. You didn't like
Tyler
that.
Milliken's cousin doesn't like that?
No,
he
he's
did
shaking
not
his
like
head.
that.
He doesn't like that
He
one.
didn't like
No,
that.
Tyler Milliken's cousin. Everyone's having fun. She's still a woman. Let's not forget that.
No.
But she is.
Yeah, I know.
She's not dead. She's very much alive. Let her live her life, Tyler Milliken's cousin. Come on now. Don't put her in a box just because she's an older woman.
Exactly.
Come on, Tyler Milliken's cousin. Get it together here, buddy. She's a human being. And she's every bit as sexual as she was 20 years ago.
No. This is Graham. This is Graham.
I didn't say anything. I just said that she's still a human being and probably still has needs.
I'm just saying that's the first time I've seen Tyler Milliken's cousin get like visually uncomfortable.
Tyler Milliken's cousin, she's still a woman and a human being.
Okay.
Let's not go crazy here, Tyler Milliken's cousin. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it real. It's more offensive, I think, what you're doing than what I'm saying.
You think I'm being more offensive?
No.
He's
I
talking
think
to
Tyler Milliken's cousin.
for his
He's
reaction.
being offensive.
I think his reaction's offensive to his grandmother. I mean, she's
Tyler
still,
Milliken's cousin, you should apologize on the air
Tyler Milliken's cousin.
for your offensive reaction.
Is your grandmother? Is she married to your grandfather still, or what's the deal? Is she a single lady, or is she married?
Single.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So, if she started dating, she should never date again? I mean, come on, guys, come on.
She's married?
Oh, she's still got the ring.
Okay.
Is that yes?
I don't.
Tyler Milliken's cousin.
It's very complicated.
Let her live her life is all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Don't be a prude. Go ahead. All right, so you're going to be at the Travelers Championship.
Getting back to golf for you.
PGA Tour decided, you know what we're going to do for Tiger Woods? We're going to give him a special exemption. Now, almost every tournament has sponsor exemptions. Like the Travelers Insurance Company, they as the sponsor can say, you know what? He's a local guy from around here. Let's say Keegan Bradley hadn't won last year and he hadn't been playing well and he didn't qualify for the tournament. We want Keegan Bradley to be in this tournament, so we will give him our exemption. You know, it happens at most tour stops, not for the U.S. Open and not for other things, but yes, if it's a sponsored tournament, you get a sponsor exemption. The PGA Tour has created their own special exemption for themselves. The PGA Tour has created a special sponsor exemption for Tiger Woods so that he can play in the 8 signature events, which, number one, have limited fields. It's like 70 players. There's no cut, so you're guaranteed to be playing on the weekend. Increase prize money and increase FedEx Cup points so that you can hopefully accrue some of those points and play in the FedEx Cup tournament at the end of the season, which is a 3-week event that goes on, finishes up right before Labor Day. Okay?
Mm-hmm. A lot of money on the line with those things.
Yeah.
It is.
No,
a ton of money.
That
Yeah, the
tournament
the FedEx Cup. That's the PGA
$20
Tour.
million.
Yeah, they tried to get a little action going at the end of the season outside of the majors, and
Right.
there's a lot of money. That's what Deutsche Bank was.
TPC Boston used to be.
Yeah,
one of
I'm
those.
familiar with it.
Now we all know why they're doing this, but let's hear from Jay Monahan. What is the reason for Tiger Woods getting this special exemption?
It was important to our membership. It's something we talked about with the PAC. It was important to our player directors. It was important to our board. It's important to me because, the man, as the exemption says, has won more than 80 events. And I think being able to give him the opportunity to compete in these events, any event he's ever played in, he's made it bigger, he's made it better, he's drawn more eyeballs to it. And I think just as an organization, we wanted to celebrate his exceptionalism in that manner.
You had it. There was that a little bit of honesty slipping through there. Every event he's ever played in, he's made it bigger, he's made it better, he's brought more eyeballs to it, and we want him to keep doing that. We want more eyeballs. We want more money to come in. We want more people to show up. We want more people watching at home on Saturday and Sunday. But instead he said, no, we wanted to celebrate that. There's no celebration going on. You want people to watch, and there's still enough casual golf fans that don't care unless Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson or one of these guys is playing. Problem is, Phil Mickelson, the guy who just won the U.S. Open, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, whom I've grown to like despite all odds. Same thing with Bryson. Those guys all went to LIV. Guaranteed money. Easy pickings. Play 3 rounds, wear shorts, have a good time. Doesn't really matter how you finish. You're going to get paid a ton of money. All the big names outside of Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, a handful of others, took the check. They went to LIV. It happened. The LIV, to quote Jake in Boston, they did the thing. They wrote the checks. They came up with all the money. So now PGA Tour, special exemption to celebrate Tiger Woods and his 82 victories and really just to honor him. No. You know that you are getting your hat handed to you in terms of ratings and in terms of interest in the game. So now you're going to allow Tiger Woods to come in and give him a special sponsor exemption to all these events. So hopefully, in the most needy and desperate attempt to get people to watch, okay, I still would go watch Tiger. I'll still peek in on him, but he's not winning. He's not He's not making cuts.
Well, they should check. They should have him tee off from a different tee box. Let him tee off from the white.
Why not? Give it another exemption. It's a good idea, Fred.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
give him that 50-yard head start.
Yeah, let him play with the square grooves. Let him play with the Robin Hood ball that goes 20 yards further. Yeah,
there's a Robin Hood ball that goes 20 yards further.
Back when you and I were when John was graduating from college and you and I were in our diapers, there was a pirate ball you could buy him on the the down low was called the Robin Hood. It was a little bit smaller, and that thing went a little bit further. Everybody, if you ever got your hands on a Robin Hood,
didn't just put the ball in the freezer overnight, make it go further.
Oven. Put it in the oven. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So yeah, this is the PGA
John
Tour.
has trouble with the elements, hot and cold, and so much.
That was a 90210 reference, Fred.
Oh, my touche. Here I stand corrected. What was the reference? Do tell.
You don't remember? Steve
when they played Barry
Russ
Bonds?
Sanders playing Barry and Bobby Bonds?
Listen, I made an insult, and I shouldn't have. Good, well done, well played. I admit when I'm wrong. Very good.
Anyway, so this is PGA Tour. They're desperate. They want people to watch. Tiger's going to be here. Tiger's going to be here. Part of this, too,
is embarrassing for him.
Yes. This is the guy who once said that he would never take an exemption to take a cart at an event because he didn't want special treatment. Now he's getting the ultimate special treatment, and they had to consult Tiger about this ahead of time. And if Tiger were sticking to his guns, he would have said, absolutely not. I'm not taking some special exemption to get into all these tournaments. No, that's not how this thing is supposed to work. It's a meritocracy. You get in if you're good enough. If the world ranking points are high enough, there's already enough controversy with the guys in LIV who are not getting enough recognition for what they do over there. And if you think, as I did, that those guys playing in LIV events wouldn't be ready to show up in majors and play well, Bryson DeChambeau just proved you wrong. Brooks Koepka proved me wrong last year. These guys can still play. Some of them don't care so much anymore. I don't think Dustin Johnson cares about winning anymore. I think Phil Mickelson has played well in the last 4 or 5 years, but he's also older than Tiger, and it's almost unfair to be expecting him to go out there and compete with the 30 and 35-year-olds anymore. He's just getting a little too old, and he can't do it as well anymore. But the LIV guys are showing up at majors and winning, and they're not getting anybody to watch either. Nobody's watching right now.
Right.
People aren't watching the LIV because it sucks as a TV product. People aren't watching the PGA Tour because there aren't enough big names there.
But you'll be at the Travelers.
Virtually every PGA Tour name, and look, there are still reasons to watch. And there are still enough guys that are going to be there. Scotty Scheffler will be at the Travelers. He's there today. He's the number one player in the world. Thank God the PGA Tour has a guy like Scotty Scheffler going out there and putting on a show. It's a real shame that Rory pulled out of this thing and decided he needed to go get his head together for a couple of weeks. Bad look by Rory. And I know he is beloved around here. And that I'm sure they were counting on him being in there. The Travelers will still do fine. It's an event people are planning on going. But for the PGA Tour to make this exemption for Tiger, I think it's terrible. I really do.
Well, Johnny, his kid is
reeks of desperation.
That's right. His kid is lighting it up. His kid has qualified for the same tournament that Tiger won when he was 15. He fired a 169. He qualified for the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship.
Yeah, he did. Tyler Milliken's
just
cousin.
won the Florida State Golf Championship last week.
So he's 15 years old, won the Florida State Golf Championship. There you have it. The Woods family. This ain't a Bronny James situation.
This guy's actually good.
He's actually good.
Yes.
Boy, this Bronny James thing very quickly is getting a little out of control. I just heard that Wojnarowski guy say that when the Lakers were talking to Danny Hurley, they were talking about him and talking to him about being the perfect guy to develop Bronny James.
See, I don't get that. Why is that?
Why is he the perfect guy to develop him? Or
Yes.
why?
No, why is he the perfect guy to develop him?
Who cares? The idea, I don't care why that is. That's some basketball reason. I don't know. You tell me. That's not what's interesting about it. What's interesting about it is that the Lakers are making decisions based on the outcome of a kid that wouldn't be a top 100 prospect if he wasn't LeBron James's kid. And that's according to everyone. We can ask Chris Mannix about it. That's according to everyone we've talked to from the NBA. Stephen A. Smith makes the greatest point about it. He was the 99th ranked guy, and that's being LeBron James' son, at the beginning of this draft process. And all of a sudden, he shoots on up to where? 55 or 52, wherever the Lakers pick is where ESPN put him. They shot him up the list down, up to right where the Lakers were picking.
55, I think, is where the Lakers picked. But the key is, and continues to be, that the Celtics have the 54th pick.
Yeah, they're not going to take Bronny James.
You're more than likely correct, but I'm hoping they do.
Okay, because whoever they take is not making the team anyway, so they might as well. But the idea that it's just such a bad thing for Bronny James. It's a great thing for LeBron because, I mean, if he wants to be with his kid. Yeah. But if you're Bronny James, it's just a disaster.
Hey, according to Rich Paul yesterday, LeBron is off that. It doesn't matter to him. Okay.
Well, I heard that too, but then it's not true because they were talking specifically to Danny Hurley. According to the big guy at ESPN, this isn't me. This isn't an emailer. According to the big guy at ESPN, they were talking to Danny Hurley about being the perfect guy to develop Bronny James. A nobody kid that played like 5 games at USC and didn't score is being talked about the future of the marquee NBA franchise. Get out of here with that. That's insane. And his dad's in his 40s. Stop it. Boy, are people dumb. You would think if you were a billionaire that owned a team, you would be like, all right, I got the upper hand here.
Yeah,
I don't need this guy.
My team has enough trouble as it is without adding a sideshow like this.
Why do you need LeBron James? You're the L.A. Lakers. You're the L.A. team. You're the team. Why do you need LeBron James? Screw LeBron James. LeBron James was 18 maybe, but not old ass LeBron James. Who cares? You didn't do anything this year. You didn't win a championship. You didn't contend for a championship. Why the hell are you running your organization and doing wild ass crap just to appease some old guy? You own the team. It's amazing to me the power they give these players. All right, we'll be right back. Miss Middleton's here, Kendra Middleton. She is here. She will join us in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
White, who steps back into the corner for three.
WBZ-FM and HD Bus 98.5, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
The city of Boston will hold a duck boat parade for the Celtics tomorrow, and after a 24-hour trip to Miami, the team arrived back home yesterday. The parade is due to begin at 11 a.m. outside of TD Garden. The Red Sox won in Toronto again last night, 7-3, to complete a 3-game road sweep of the Blue Jays. Alex Cora saw Brian Bayo allowed 2 runs over 6 innings for victory number 7 of the season.
He did an outstanding job. Really good. That's what he needs to do. Pound the strike zone and forget about the results. Just stay with the process, and he did great.
Jaylen Brown also continued his great season with a homer, a pair of RBIs, and a stolen base. This 6-game road trip continues tomorrow night in Cincinnati. They were a pair of NHL trades involving a goaltender yesterday, and neither of them involved the Bruins and Linus Ullmark. First, New Jersey got Jacob Markstrom from Calgary for a top 10 protected first-round pick next year in defenseman Kevin Ball. And then the Washington Capitals sent Darcy Kemper to L.A. for center Pierre-Luc Dubois. And according to Yahoo Sports, the NCAA has presented all of the Division I conference commissioners with at least 2 proposals to expand the March Madness field to 72 or 76 teams. The added teams would participate in play-in games. The original bracket of 64 would remain intact. If passed, the changes would begin with the 2025-26 season. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Eastern Maternity. Are you an expecting mom? Did you know that breast pumps and other maternity products are covered by insurance? Eastern Maternity of New England has them in stock and ready to ship to you. Shop online at easternmaternity.com. That's easternmaternity.com. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
The Celtics bring home number 18.
Confetti guns shooting green and white confetti. Get to the corner for three. Al, open, straight away. 3, got it. The Boston Celtics are world champions for the 18th time.
Boston, home again to the world champion Celtics. Congratulations from 98.5, the Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
One time they were good. The other time they were not. Public Enemy.
Oh, Public Enemy, bad live.
Bad live.
I saw De La Soul. I saw the Beastie Boys.
Eminem, not a good.
No.
It's not great.
No,
it's not great.
I saw the Beastie Boys in a small club in Miami. They did this performance, and they had De La Soul open up for them. I'm a huge De La Soul fan. De La Soul is one of my favorite groups of all time, and they were so boring until Drez from Black Sheep came out and did The Choice Is Yours. Then it got like really fun. This is what doom 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 doom, and then Drez came out and went wild. That was awesome. But yeah, you're right. For the most part, they're not good. I always liked the Beastie Boys live. I always thought they were great, but that's unfair.
Well, I saw
performers and
I saw them at the Phoenix Center in Pontiac.
I've been there.
Yeah, nice neighborhood. That's good. It was a good place to
Clutch Cargo.
Go as a 19-year-old. It was on top of a parking structure at that place.
It turned Clutch Cargo.
Yeah.
It turned into Clutch Cargo. I know
that show was awesome. They were playing instruments and they were doing like a show. It was during the Check Your Head tour. But then I saw them at an MTV $2 bill show in Las Vegas. They played the Huntridge Theater, and Mixmaster Mike was back there, and he was going so crazy with his mixes. They're trying to do Hey Ladies and Shake Your Rump, and they're trying to do these songs that they've been doing for years. And Mixmaster Mike is, I don't know, is he a top 5 DJ of all time?
The problem is he was using records. He was like just using records.
Using records and changing up what records were filling the backbeat for these guys to rap over. And they would laugh. They'd turn around. They're like, Mike, we don't know where you are in the song anymore. It's gone so crazy. You've seen the meme of like the police rehearsing and Stuart Copeland starts doing nuts. Some fill and they're like,
I have seen that.
Okay, now you're just doing your own thing. Now you're playing a different song than we are. And that's what Mixmaster Mike was doing. He could do a show just by himself, like up there mixing, but for those guys to rap over, they couldn't do it. They had to stop the song. They're like, okay, now we're lost. Now we got to start all over.
They fell apart at the end. They weren't good at the end. The last couple albums were really bad too. They started like regressing into this like 1982 style of like Busy Bee rap, and like it would they got kind of like ridiculous. All right, Kendra Middleton.
But
yes.
for you to go to Boogie with the Hoodie tonight, it's not going to sound good.
No, it's going to be terrible, and there's going to be no one there because he's playing the Garden.
Oh.
And it wasn't difficult to get tickets 2 days ago. But my daughter is obsessed with Kendra. Is obsessed with Kendra. My daughter Zoe's obsessed with Kendra, and so she was like, "Tell Kendra that you're going to a Boogie with the Hoodie," and Kendra said, "This is very interesting to you."
I just picturing you in this crowd has brought me a lot of hee ha personally.
Well, I told I'm taking Zoe and her friend, and they're 13, 7th graders, and I told them, listen, if there's any marijuana cigarette smoke, I'm going to get the security guards. I'm going to go, listen, I'm here with 2 little ladies.
There definitely will be.
No kidding. I mean, that's all it's going to be.
The object is to embarrass his daughter as
I'm
much
going to
as
get
possible.
security. I'm not going to do it, but I told her I'm going to get
marijuana over here.
Yeah, get right over.
They're doing marijuana.
I think Kendra's actually seen a video of this, but when I was with my daughter in CVS, not from yesterday, she hasn't seen this, but Kendra, you've seen this, right? When my daughter and I are at CVS. I go, yes, Zoe, the feminine products are in aisle 12. We will get there. I know it's an emergency.
My dad walked around the grocery store barking like a chicken one time because he knew that I saw a boy from school that I had a crush on.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
No, I've been there.
Have you done something like that?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that very distinctly.
Oh, yeah. I've been there when the so-and-so walked into the such and such a place. And there was the embarrassment and the gingling. I've been there.
That's really.
I've had to run interference.
Marty, have you done that?
I'm too afraid of my daughter to do stuff like that. We went out and played golf last night. Oh my God, I was so beyond joyful. She hit 3 super high quality shots last night, and I could tell it made her happy, but it made me happy too. But when it comes to the embarrassing thing, no, that's Marcy's department. She's the one that'll step out on the front porch when her friend's pulling the driveway. Katie, do your little friends want to come in for some peach cobbler before you go out tonight? Shut up. Come on in, girls. Do you want to play some games?
Love Marcy.
She lives for it.
If she points to the street and goes like, that's Greg, blah, blah, blah. She just says names. I don't know who the hell they are. I'll pull up and like roll the window down and go, hi, are you Zoe's friend? I've done that before.
You're very brave. You're very brave.
She thinks it's funny. I mean, she does think it's funny. I wouldn't do it if she didn't think it's funny. 13. No, she does. Believe me, I know her pretty well.
Yeah, I'd like to say I did, and I probably did something similar when Katie was 13, but she's 17 now, and no, I've got a healthy amount of respectful fear of her and her.
I love that
anger directed toward me if I were to do something like that.
See, I told Zoe the other day we were having dinner. I said, you stay. I don't know how much longer you're going to like me this much. This is we got to. And I'll always like you this much. I know you won't. No, you will not. This is the most you've ever liked me.
I'm savoring these moments.
It's not
the high watermark.
Like you are really into me right now, and I don't know. I don't even know by the end of the summer if this is going to be the case. All right, so we were talking about this off air with Kendra, and it's worth bringing up on the air. Look, this could all be BS. I don't know. It's an interesting speculation. This is a public relationship now, so we're going to talk about it. Everyone knows Bill Belichick is with the 24-year-old girl. He brought her to the Brady thing, a very high-profile event. Now, follow me around here. Okay, so Belichick's 73, she's 24. Great. They met on a plane. He literally signed her logic textbook, and they started a correspondence from there when him and Linda Holliday broke up. The story goes that he started dating her. She's the house he was on the ring cam on. And so, when you take a 24-year-old or take anybody to an event as high profile as an event you're speaking at Gillette Stadium to honor the greatest football player of all time, you are saying, here we are, let's go, start speculating, start talking about this person. You both know going in, they're not idiots. They're not special cases. They know exactly what's going on.
It's like going to Nobu in L.A. when you're a celebrity.
It's more than that. It would be like going on stage like at the Grammys and going, this is my girlfriend.
That was a joke you didn't get. It's okay.
Going to Nobu where?
Yeah, like that's like a joke in pop culture that if you're a famous celebrity
I know.
couple, it's like a coming out party if you go to Nobu.
No, I understand what it is. There's paparazzi there and this and that. I've been to Nobu. I met Gwyneth
I know.
Paltrow at there.
I know Nobu.
Nobu's good.
You went to Nobu in Atlantis. It's all right.
I've been to Nobu in Atlantis, LA, and in Arizona. Thank you.
I've been in Nobu in New York, and we met Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
And she sucked.
Did she?
No, I don't know. She was
Okay.
fine. So, Fred, I thought you'd find this hilarious to me. This is a friend of mine who doesn't even listen to sports radio or media stories. Obviously, you can see surprises to see my surprise. And now we all know the timeline checks out. And it's a text chain. I don't know why he wouldn't make it up, and I'm not going to say the guy's name, but he says, you've flown Bill Belichick around with this girl. And he goes, yes, laugh out loud. Yes, I have many times. I knew about her last year. The guy gives his opinion on the relationship. And then the pilot says she kept him out of his house in Nantucket for like 6 months. And then the guy goes, I thought that was Linda Holiday. And he goes, no, it was this girl. Now, who knows if that's true? Probably not. But let's take the logic where we were going off air. If Linda Holiday is a successful woman that was with him for a very long time, Nantucket's a very small island. I always was like, what do you mean that she won't leave the house? That doesn't really make sense to me. She has her own money, blah, 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 blah. So you meet at the time 21-year-old girl while you're 70. You meet her, you start talking, you go, ring cam thing happens, embarrassing. Hey, look, I'm still the coach of the Patriots. I'm on this ring cam. Can you not say something? Sure, I won't say anything. I'm not leaving your house in Nantucket. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to go. And then you go, well, okay. And then now you're not the coach of the Patriots anymore. And you're like, listen, and I want to go to the Brady thing. You're speaking at the Brady thing. I want to be your date to the Brady thing. No, that's not a good idea because if we go, you're opening yourself up to all this attention. This is a very high profile thing. There's other ways that we could go and introduce ourselves to the world. This is just this huge announcement. There's going to be all this crush of media, all this gossip. I mean, we are two adults that are saying we are in a unconventional relationship in front of everyone. As much as we love each other, this is not a good idea. Mm-hmm. No, we're going, or I blank. That does not seem over I mean, Bill Belichick's not insane. Bill Belichick's not a maniac.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can say what I want to say, but he might be whipped.
I don't know. The older you get, the less likely that is to happen.
Yeah, but also the less likely you are to date someone that hot.
Yeah, no, I know, but the less you care about that, but you would hope by the time you're 70, listen, you still want to be, there's a difference too, Kendra. I don't know. Once it's been done a couple times, the novelty of it all wears off.
I'm just saying, men think with the wrong head sometimes.
I know, but that feeling goes away the older you get, and also the more it happens. So, there's a big difference between wanting to do it and having done it and taking them to the most high-profile event you're probably going to be at ever. Because you're never going to another Super Bowl. So this is probably the most high-profile event. It's more than a Super Bowl because it's a high-profile event you take a date to. If you take a date to that event, you are announcing to the world. They all know it. They all PR people. You're announcing to the world, I am with this person. It is a coming-out party with you and this person. And there's a huge difference between going, I want to have sex with this person, and then having had sex with them and going, I don't want to take you to this thing.
Because the relationship is all, and them spending time together, going to things like this, is all predicated on the notion that he's enjoying spending time with her and vice versa. And it's just hard for me to wrap my head around that because of, yes, the age difference. They're really, truly enjoying each other's company.
What do they have in common?
In a relationship, not as a grandfather and granddaughter, which is really what the age is more indicative of.
He's triple his age. But
right.
No, it's more than what they have in common. It's that, do I want to deal with the hassle of making this public? Say it's all legitimate and he loves her and she loves him and it's all great. That's very possible. But take that away. The idea that you want to go make this public.
Yes.
Like that you want to make this public, that you are ready to, that even for her own good, you being the savvy PR guy, you being the one who stood in front of the media for 20 years, you have been on the biggest stage in sports. Wouldn't you say to the person, like, look, you've never been through any of this. We're in a highly unconventional relationship. You're 24 years old. This is going to change the course of your life. If we show up to this event and we go this public, everyone's going to wildly speculate. They're going to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're my girlfriend, and you're forever going to be known forever, unless you become like president of the United States. You're going to be known as to the general public as my girlfriend for the rest of your life. This is too big. Like, if I really cared about the person, I'd be like, you shouldn't come with me.
I think you're looking at it from an angle that I wouldn't, because it's not so much about, for me, how it changes her life trajectory and everything. It should be pointed at, Bill, this is how you're going to look if you do this.
I'm saying if I'm Bill talking to her about the reality of her going to the thing with me.
Yeah, but I don't even think that was the issue. It was probably definitely just how Bill looks like a creeper, because this is creepy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to say, if I was justifying it if I was Bill and I was trying to justify it to her not to go, like, I could justify it in my own conscience that it wouldn't be just about me, that it would be about her too. So I'm talking about just how wild it is that he took her there from every perspective. Oh yeah, he looks way worse than she does. There's no question about it. He looks like the creep. Looks like the creep. I'm not saying he is a creep. He can date whoever he wants.
Between this and the documentary, man, Bill's not having a good
But that's
year.
the thing. Like short of like if they were married, yeah. Like, or if they had a kid together, like, I understand that.
No. That is my nightmare.
That's Tony Randall style.
I don't even want to put that into the universe.
My God, right?
Tony Randall style.
Tony Randall had like a kid when he was like 72. Like
Kendra, who's Tony Randall?
No idea.
Okay.
Tony Randall was on The Odd Couple.
What's The Odd Couple, Kendra?
No idea.
You know what the concept of The Odd Couple is.
I love when he tells me that I know things that I clearly do not. This is not an act.
What do you think the concept of The Odd Couple is? You've never heard it referenced?
No.
Never?
No.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen the movie, but like I
would have guessed if you held a gun to my head just now and asked me what it was, I would have said a TV show.
Okay, but you're familiar.
There you go. Halfway there.
You're familiar with Jack Klugman's other work, Quincy MD. You know these shows. You know.
Party, I love when you do this to me.
Have you seen the original Bad News Bears?
No.
Okay. Have you seen Grumpy Old Men?
Nope.
Have you seen the updated Bad News Bears?
Nope.
I bet Grumpy Old Men is still watchable.
I liked Grumpy Old
You
Men.
guys, I watched Puss in
like
Boots
it.
last night because there was no sports.
You watched what?
Puss in Boots, the new one.
With Antonio Banderas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kittens in shoes.
Yeah.
It was actually really sad. I cried.
Oh.
You're an emotional wreck.
Thank you.
Let's
Hachi-machi.
talk about some bets because I want to.
We got golf to talk about.
Well, so I want to talk about the golf bet that I made. I believe it's on record from last week. The two players I bet last week. Do you remember who I bet?
Morikawa and was it Bryson?
Yes.
Look at you, King.
And then I will tell you what I did with my Bryson.
Okay. Did you cash out of it?
Of course I did.
Did he come out ahead or not?
He panicked.
Yeah. I mean,
there you go.
That's not why you gamble. You gamble for the rush, and he sold out.
Well, I didn't sell out on another bet, but that one I'll save for the other side.
That's a tease!
Oh, yeah,
wow,
baby.
I can't wait to find out about this.
This is going to be something else.
Whoa!
Hardy tells us how smart he is coming right up.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, jump.
Tatum physically. Is there an issue there, right? We know that he put off and had all those medical opinions on the wrist prior to the year, and he was able to play from the jump because he did not elect to go with anything that was surgical, and he said, I'm good, and they said, I don't need surgery. I don't know. I watch him, and I think, is he hurt, and is the wrist an issue for him, and could there be something going on there? I think it's bugging him now. It would explain why the shot has been off.
Dulac and Bertrand, weekday mornings at 10 on the Sports Hub. You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It was over Taylor Swift, allegedly, and her plane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, she's the problem. I mean, really, if we could just get Taylor Swift to stop flying around so much, we would be in a much better place. Let's take, this old relic and destroy it. That will show everyone the sanctity of nature and time.
I love when they glue themselves to things. Those are my favorite.
It never works. It had to have worked once because they wouldn't keep doing it, I think. But it doesn't seem to work very often.
It must have worked one time somewhere. And they're like, yeah, it happened once. I hit that royal flush once. I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah, it's that sweet.
Coming again.
Yeah, like the guy who tried to glue himself and the Timberwolves and the security guard just hit him and knocked him over. And he's like, no. This dry, you give this 10 minutes and it will dry, sir. And then it's gonna hurt me when you move me. Then it's gonna hurt like the Dickens, and you won't do it. Oh no, I'll do it. Just what are you gonna do to prove the environment? Well, I'm gonna just paint a bunch of old stuff, a bunch of rock. And then while you're at it, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna chop down a bunch of trees. The environment, you're killing it. Gonna light a bunch of coal on fire. All right, Kendra Middleton is here, and Hardy, you wanted to gloat about your
not gloat. Kendra said she did poorly on the U.S. Open. Kendra, what happened? What happened with your wagering for the U.S. Open?
Obviously, we both have been chasing Morikawa for a minute. If you want to get mad at me for not fading Scotty Scheffler at the right time, I faded him earlier this year at the right time when he got arrested. And I wasn't going to again. If you want to get mad at me for that, that's totally fine. I've been chasing Morikawa for a minute, and the other guy I was chasing was Bryson, and I just backed off of him last week, and I really hate myself for it now because I talked about him when we were talking golf a couple weeks ago. So yeah, bad week of golf for me, but outside of that, if you followed my F1 bets, congrats. I don't know if I'm that same.
Does it make up for the time everyone lost their mortgages the last time they followed your F1 bets 2 weeks ago?
I mean, if you put money on Lewis Hamilton, it was a nice payday. Because Mercedes, like I said, not that you guys listen.
Do you think people still have their phones, or did they have to sell them when they moved into cardboard boxes because they followed your F1 advice 2 weeks ago?
I hope that they at least got a cat for their cardboard box.
Okay.
Oh, you can't support having a cat in a cardboard box, Kendra.
Oh, come on. Cats love boxes.
Maybe cats love being outside as much as you say that dogs love being outside, Fred, and it's actually what they want.
So your dog is still living, Fred?
Wait, what? Is something going on with your dog?
Shut up. You are such a dick. What's wrong with you? No, nothing's going on with my dog, you moron. No. My dog is great. My dog is
Are you lying
happy
to me
as
right
ever.
now?
The dog is fine.
My dog is great and fine. I swear to God, I swear on everything that my dog is absolutely fantastic. John's a dip.
What's the dog's name again? Deuce?
Deuce.
Right. All right.
Because he's like my son.
All right.
He's best.
So, I'm a coward and I love to cash out bets just because money in the hand. Right?
Yep.
So I had Bryson at plus 2,000, so 20-1, and I cashed him out at when the odds had dropped to, well, of course the odds get lower and lower. He's leading the tournament, and he's down a couple of shots. I'm like, oh man, I could have really screwed the pooch and cashed him out then. I'm like, I just want something out of it. I held on, but on the 72nd hole when he hit it way left, and McIlroy's got 3 feet, and he's going to make par, and I'm thinking Bryson's going to make bogey, and I don't want anything to do with the playoff, and I don't even know anymore what they do for the U.S. Open playoff.
It's not an 18-hole playoff.
So what are they?
I don't know,
like a 4-hole aggregate, like the British Open does.
I think that's what they do.
Yeah, because everyone was very angry that it wasn't an 18-hole playoff.
I didn't know if I thought it was. It might be 4. I thought it was 3 or 4.
Whatever they do.
It's just not 18.
Right? I cashed it. I got a 10-1 return on my bet. So 10-1 is still pretty good.
What would it have been if you didn't cash it in?
20-1. I would have. It was a $50 bet. I would have made 1,000. Instead, I ended up making 500.
You got to let it ride for 50
Can
bucks.
I just say that I am proud of you for not selling your bet for once, Hardy?
I did.
He did sell it.
I know, but like not.
Not for like short money when he was down 2 strokes, and the payout was $160.
You're holding on to it a little longer, and I will give you your flowers.
Okay.
I will tell you this: that golf is the way to bet. I told you Gorman made that. Gorman won a significant amount of money, like a nice amount of money, like a mortgage payments money.
If you follow golf, it's
So now he's obsessed with it. Because if you win, I think if you win a golf bet, because like DeChambeau's not some loser. Like DeChambeau's a big time golfer.
Right.
The idea that there's a 20-1 payout, that's chasing like a little lottery.
But this is the thing too, Kendra, and I've been saying this for years. And whether it was Tiger Woods or even Scottie Scheffler going into this tournament, I think it's borderline criminal that the books will make Scottie Scheffler a less than 3-1 favorite. It was like plus 290. It's a field of 100 guys going out there, and to say that just one guy has 3-1 odds of winning it all is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
and,
tough,
and I know it's the money, and I know it's the economics of it, but the true odds of any one guy, even Scottie Scheffler winning that tournament, way longer than 3-1.
Can I tell you who I'm going to chase for the Travelers as just a fun whatever?
Ooh, you're talking fun and Travelers. You got Hardy's
be there.
I think someone wants to win Hardy's favor.
Yes.
Wait, Kendra, are you referring to the Travelers Championship at Cromwell, Connecticut, TPC River Highlands?
I am going
the tournament that starts today, and I'll be broadcasting live from tomorrow.
I am going to chase Thomas Dietrich a little bit. He had a really good first
not as
round.
much fun as I thought it was going to be.
Really? What? Come on. He's not. I don't feel like that is a long shot, Hardy. Come on.
All right.
I can only get within 500 feet of him.
He had a really good first round last week, and I think that he's playing good golf. I thought maybe like a top.
He's a brat.
Top 10, top 20
He's a
situation
tattletale.
for me here. I don't know. What do you think? I thought that was respectable.
It is. It's just not. It's not. Life affirming in its excitement. I mean, we're talking about Thomas Dietrich here.
Yeah.
What do you only bet to win?
Yes.
Okay, me too. Which is not very sophisticated, I know.
His odds are 80-1 right now.
Okay, that's great. I love those odds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's worth something. But other more sophisticated golf bettors will bet, a top 3 finish, a top 5 finish.
Yeah, I'll bet things. Well, yes, I will bet things like that. But if
Why don't you two make a bet against each other? And with the stakes being that Hardy has to do something with you that you like, and that you have to do something with Hardy that he likes.
No, because I don't think Hardy wants to spend any amount of time with me outside of the studio.
Well, that's why it would be fun. You two should think of a bet, and you should think of stakes that you.
But then Hardy has to spend more time with me.
Yes, you got to go. You and Hardy got to do something together, and then you got to do something with Hardy.
You know what? I am shocked at your intuition, and I hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
What is something that Kendra would like that Hardy would deplore? But think outside the box. Like, what's something that she does?
I'm annoying, Hardy. I'm not stupid.
You're not. You're not. You're neither annoying nor stupid. But I will give you credit where it's due for having the wherewithal to know me and know the situation well enough to know that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely right. I'm not spending any time with you outside of the radio station.
There you go.
Although we did meet up at that restaurant one night.
But
It was fine.
Yeah.
Thank
you. It was fine. Hardy ran into me at an event that we were both invited to separately, not knowing that I was going to be there, and it
Kendra-
was fine. I will take that.
along with his wife and all?
Kendra,
That's
where
good for you.
where are you filming for your Instagram account coming up? Are you like going to a club or anything?
Yes.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see Rick Ross.
All right. What if you guys make a bet, and if
I'm not going to Rick Ross with Hardy.
Why not?
you go to Rick Ross,
Could you imagine Ricky Rose and Hardy in the same room?
Rick Ross was
I simply
yes, I can
cannot.
see
listen.
that.
He was a penal guard. He was a guard in a penitentiary. You know that, right?
No.
He worked at a jail. Oh yeah, he got called out very badly by 50 Cent and such. He worked at a jail, and Hardy is a disciplinarian. I think that would be fantastic. You guys think about it. You marinate on that. All right.
We don't have to. And Kendra doesn't want to hang out with me either.
Yeah, I think it would be wonderful.
It would be more hee hee ha ha silly for me than it would be for Hardy because I would have fun with it.
Well, I don't want. I'm not going out of my way and leaving the house to do anything ironically. That's that's where people who belong to kickball leagues. No, I'm not getting dressed and driving somewhere as a goof. No.
I think that it would be fun, and Tyler Milken's cousin could come too, and he could get the audio. All right, you kids think about it. John, you and I will think about it.
Chirping in the background?
Okay, I'll think about it.
All right. I think that it would be fun. You know what? Just like the Odd Couple.
There's a touch of anger involved here. Can you tell us?
Hardy's not happy with Fred right now for suggesting that.
Not even a little.
Well, hence
because now people
online
are going to be like, what if you guys did
here come
this?
the emails.
Suggest, Toucher at 985thesportshub.com or at Fred Toucher on Instagram. Tell me what you think.
If you want to sponsor our outing.
A good outing that would annoy Hardy. And a good outing that would annoy Kendra.
If you want to waste your time thinking about and submitting ideas, that's
yes. Waste your time, please, because the better the idea, the more pressure will be on Hardy to follow through.
I just found another bet here for the Travelers.
Okay,
another local guy. Keegan Bradley won it last year. Local guy. Tor Bjornsson. Are you familiar with Michael Tor Bjornsson?
We're way too in the weeds here with the
plus
Travelers.
33,000.
Very good.
Okay, bet the kid. Why not? He's worth a few dollars.
Only if you promise not to sell it.
Oh, I can't make
that. I can't make that promise. All right, Kendra. Finally, what are the you said you had soccer? You had the European things.
Are you guys watching the Euros at all?
No.
I'm going pretty square
Not a communist.
here, but I'm gonna take Germany against Switzerland minus 150, and I'm also gonna take
going against history.
Oh God.
Go ahead. Look at her.
And I'm
Big
also
Germany.
You know what he's referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to take Yuki Tsunoda to be winner without in the Grand Prix this weekend. I think it's plus 120 to
What does that mean, winner without?
It means winner without Mercedes, Aston Martin, Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari. So basically the second half of the field.
I actually still don't understand what that means, but bet him without. Is what you're saying, Kendra Middleton.
Yeah, bet for Yuki Tsunoda without all the big teams. It's available on pretty much any of your books.
Okay.
All right. Kendra Middleton, how can people find you and send suggestions for you and Hardy's outing?
You can tweet me at Kenny with an I Middleton or follow me on Instagram at Kendra Middleton.
Kenny with an I Middleton, has anyone sent you on Twitter an idea for what you two could do? I don't want you to start opening up Twitter, and then I don't want to...
Yeah, people are tweeting me. Let's see what they're saying.
All right, what is it?
They're tweeting me golf bets for Hardy.
All right. Well, you've hit that niche on the head.
Yeah, look at you. Maybe I'll bring more golf bets now that I know that Hardy wants to chat golf.
Yeah, I understand what you're doing with Hardy. You're trying to win him over.
I'm genuinely.
We're talking about golf betting during a betting segment on a sports show.
Yeah, but she's hyper focused on it because it's sweet. She wants to win you over.
I don't think she's that concerned with that. With winning me over.
There's no NFL.
I think she is. I think it's sweet. Yes, I do. I don't know why this is angering you two. I think it's a sweet thing that's happening, and you two are fighting it. Like I'm being an ass, but I'm actually being nice. I think Kendra's.
Do you think that?
Nice.
Do you think that two people can just have a conversation without trying to think about what they're getting out of it?
I think Kendra was on the air with me for a year before you came around, and we never discussed golf once. And now that you're on the show, Kendra's loaded with golf bets and
Can
doing
I
a lot of
counter
golf.
that?
Yeah, go.
I was never on the air with you during non-golf season. This is our first summer together because my 1 year was last week.
Oh.
So,
and you didn't give me anything.
Wow, I'm sorry.
All right, well, we'll find out what Kendra and Hardy will go out and do. It will be a lot of fun.
Golf summer, PLL summer, F1 summer. I'm not really that into
Kendra.
baseball.
And
so it's
lots of vacations.
And we know this is a fact though. When it comes to betting, it's the NFL is a clear favorite number one. College basketball tournament, huge number two. Golf betting in terms of a week-to-week thing, big money.
Gotta get into
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Someone
a lot
is threatening me. Someone's going on other shows and threatening me.
Someone else again?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, no. This is not a death threat so much as a threat of a pummeling. And they went on the air yesterday with a show.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Threatening to beat me up. I got emailed it. I told Hardy, I got the email. I go, who is this person? He told me who it is. He told me you heard it, and he was hesitant to play it. But I said, no, let's hear it.
Okay.
I want to hear what this
Gun
had to say.
Can Milliken's cousin make a song out of it?
Milliken's cousin can make a song out of anything. You know that as well as I do.
He's talented. You know both of those
You're
things.
asking questions. You know the
Jason
answers.
Tatum is a Celtics player.
All right, Kendra.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kendra.
Bye, boys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
have a good day. We'll be right back with Who's Threatening Me now.
Sports Hub.
Dump it.
Why are we playing Paul Westerberg, first of all?
Whoa.
And second of all, what's going on?
Take that one out of rotation. My goodness.
It was in the system. I thought it was a music bed because it had a certain code before it. So I thought
Okay, I was just interested. I'm like, oh, Paul Westerberg. And I'm like, okay, he's about to say a word. So I take it, Dan dumped it. So we're all sitting pretty. But very good. All right. This happened yesterday. I got an email this morning, and it said, are you going to address this? And I didn't know what the person was talking about. I legitimately didn't. I asked Hardy. Hardy said, I don't know if we should play it. I said, oh, I want to hear this. And here we are. This happened yesterday on Zolak and Bertrand.
Don's in Carver. Hey, Don.
Hey, I hope I don't say anything I regret here.
Paul Westerberg already did.
Mm.
He said it for you.
Clear, Don from Carver.
Get ready. I'm about to be controversial.
Hey, I hope I don't say anything I regret here, but I am pissed. I emotionally invested a lot of time, energy, and health in this team, this Boston Celtics. And I deem it as a slap in the face that they're on their freaking way to Miami and back when they should be doing it after the parade. Call me old school. Say intellectually I'm being dishonest. Logically I'm not thinking straight.
No, I mean, Don, the immediacy of it, I agree with you on that. Like, players don't plan these, Don.
Yeah, well, there you go. Nouveau rich, baby. Nouveau rich. Hey, listen, also, I tried to call up Toucher and Rich today.
What'd they say? You mean Fred and Hardy?
Not today, you didn't.
Punk.
So, Don from Carver.
Being a little there, not today.
So he's a guy who called you guys all the time on the midday show.
Oh yeah, like almost daily.
You said he would pull into a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
I think he has a routine where he pulls into the Dunkin' where his cell reception is better, and he gets his coffee, and he calls up, and he sometimes. Beetle would keep him on hold for a long time because it's a show. You're doing other things.
You're trying to entertain people, right? And
right.
He's not entertaining. So
no,
he was on the air with us,
yes.
And I remember keeping him on like for far longer than I should have, and then I finally had to hang up on him. But it was a consequence-free conversation. Nothing happened. It was he just went on and on and on about whatever it was, and I didn't even push back. So. I'm interested to hear what he has to say.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
This is my knowledge of Don from Carver. One phone call to our show, a non-controversial call.
You mean Fred and Hardy?
Not today, you didn't.
Punk.
Wrong show.
What a punk.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
Fred Toucher?
I'm
Fred Toucher,
78
punk.
years old, and I'll meet him in the parking lot any day of the week because he's a punk.
I would destroy him physically. He's 80.
I don't know. You are a punk.
He's a punk.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Anarchy, baby. I don't think Don from Carver could beat me up. I'm going to be honest with you, Don. I think I'd kick the crap out of you. And let's be honest. I'm a big boy.
You are. You're a sizable person.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to beat me up.
What are you, 6'2"?
I'm 6'2", 6'2", 200. Don, you're not beating me up. No.
200. Nice.
No, Don, I'll kick your ass. Let's be honest. Come now. We're in Waltham. Come beat me up, jackass.
No. You're not calling Don and Carver a jackass. That's where I draw the line.
Well, if he thinks he's going to fight
He's
me,
onto something.
He's a punk.
You are a punk.
Yeah.
He's coming after you.
Enough.
That's it.
I've had enough of this stuff. Let's be honest.
I push back starting now.
You're not
against the 80-year-old.
Yeah, you're not fighting me. Yeah, the 80-year-old's where I'm drawing the line.
Why is he a punk? Why do you want to beat him up?
They didn't take my call.
I think Fred controls the calls on that show.
So
you do. Yeah, so that's a fact.
because they didn't take the call, you're going to go after Fred now.
We'll pass it on to him, Don.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Hardy's my boy. You know that.
Would you beat Hardy up?
Fred, the last time I talked to Fred, and it was the only time, he called me a nice old guy.
Oh, I don't like that.
You know what that means to a person who has pride and who has not does not want to be condescended to.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Boy, oh boy! Now you're put upon subset of the world.
I like Beatles stoking him.
I mean,
You got to stoke him at that point.
Because right now, I feel the same way. If someone were to call me like a nice old guy, I would be offended by that. I'm like, come on, what are we doing? But at 80, you can't accept being called a nice old guy. I'd like to think when I'm 80, you could call me a nice old guy, and I would take it as a compliment.
Unless there's ungodly advances in medicine that are not good for the human race, 80's old. Like you're. My parents would tell you they're in neutral now. They're just hanging on.
Right. I mean, he's nice, he's old, and he's a guy.
Of all the things
You
I've
didn't mean
said
anything
in
by
my
that.
and all the things I've said in my 20 years of doing 20 hours of radio a week, give or take, if I'm absent. You
missed a lot of time.
I did. Some for things I could not control. Harvey.
Didn't get
Some
paid
for I
for
could.
it. Didn't get paid for
I didn't. I did not get paid. I can tell you that.
Did not get paid
Well,
for
most
it.
people
And there
don't
were
get-
saboteurs behind the
By the way, it
scenes.
doesn't seem like this guy's nice.
Well, most people don't get
He's just old.
compensated when they go to the puzzle factory. No, he's just that's
My
just life.
throat was my throat. It was not the puzzle factory. You're as bad as my last co-host,
Whatever.
stoking those flames.
Whatever.
This guy's not
I
nice.
can't say on the air what happened.
Loony.
I legally can't say what happened. Huh? You can say whatever you want. What the hell are you talking about? My throat. Luca Plakia, go talk to Dr. Zeitels. He's Mass General.
And watch the movie Lucas. Underrated.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Talk it
not
down
a
to you.
nice old guy. I'm not a nice old guy in the alleyway if you confront me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Don Carver. You're going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt with this attitude.
Coming after you.
If he's at that Dunkin' and he challenges some young street tough, he's going to get beat up.
I'm not a nice old guy in the alleyway if you confront me.
No, you're not old, too, with the term alleyway.
If you catch me off the avenue.
What, you see that waste paper basket on fire? I got my hands over it singing doo-wop. Yeah, you come over here, I'll hit you with my chain.
You're not going to call me a nice old guy when I give you what for outside the soda fountain. You won't be saying that then.
Hey, Potsy, why don't you sit on it? And why don't I introduce you to my chain? Me and the boys are in the hot rod. Come over here. I'll give you a knuckle sandwich if you got 2 words to say about it. We're over here flipping pennies.
I'll split your lip and then I'll order an egg cream. See if I'm a nice old guy then.
All right, he continues.
Sorry about that.
Okay, scrappy Don.
Bye.
All right, Don.
We're going to have to get that security back.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, done from Carver. Now we've hit. There's too many people listening.
I am the Japanese Santa from across the sea. I got a loving me. I am the Japanese.
He called me a nice old guy.
All the playboy rules. I am the Japanese.
I'm not a nice old guy in the alleyway if you confront me.
Oh, very good.
I
Don
think you
from
could probably
Carver.
beat him left-handed. I was just thinking more about this. You'd probably tie one hand behind your back.
Let's put it this way. I'm not fighting Don from Carver. I'm not going to jail.
Oh.
He's a punk.
Don
You're
from
still
Carver,
a punk, though.
Don from Carver can take as many shots as he wants. Don from Carver can come and fight me. All right. Great. The world's in a real good place. We're just all getting along famously.
Can we just, and I know you have your thing, your OCD thing where you have to sign off every day, but instead of you saying it, can we just have Don say,
Don.
Bye.
If you think it's my OCD thing why I say bye, you've got another thing coming. You do it. We'll do a show where I don't say it, and then you start looking at your email and the Twitter. You'll get hundreds of what the hell's going on, dude. Why didn't you say it?
I missed it once when I was in. So I got an avalanche. It was ridiculous.
Like when I say 100, I'm not exaggerating. You will get via the various ways to get in touch with us. At least 100 people going, dude, go back on and say it.
Yeah,
Like,
Bye.
yeah, it was Crash. It wasn't always me. It was
no,
Crash.
Crash was the guy at the beginning.
It was Crash in the beginning who does have OCD, like
Yes.
bad, and he like demanded that I do it. Like, I felt bad not doing it, and now it's an audience thing. Oh yeah, it's not me. I can do not do it every day. One anxiety I don't have is OCD. I don't think. All right, we'll be right back. We met such a special lady on the streets after the Celtics won. We decided to revisit her and add a little spice to the whole recipe. I'll explain that in just a moment.
You're listening to
award-winning Toucher and Hardy show.
Well, that was him calling into.
Yeah. But that was him on Zolak and Bertrand. We're on YouTube. You can search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. We're brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. And Don from Carver, after he's threatening me, now is called into our radio program.
Oh, boy. Okay, good.
That's good.
Don from Carver, hello.
Hey. It's all showbiz, baby.
All right, Donnie boy.
Come on.
All right.
I actually believe that.
I was legitimately pissed at the fact that the Celtics had taken off to Miami, and I thought I'd throw the other thing in there. And by the way, Fred, I thought you were better than all the cliches that I heard you spout about me being, from the 50s. Although I did enjoy hearing Speedo by the Cadillacs.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to be so stereotypical.
Oh, great song. Great song.
You enjoy it. There you have it. Don from Carver, making peace. All right, very good. Here we are. The Celtics, as Don from Carver said, are back from Miami, and they're walking around the North End. It's very exciting. And here we had young Nicholas. He was out at the big victory. After the victory, he was there right by the Garden where I will be seeing a Boogie with the Hoodie tonight. And here is Nicholas, and he met this damsel. And then you know right away, yes, Boston.
Can we use this for a radio?
Yeah?
How are you celebrating?
This kid thought we were going more than 5. I said, we're not going more than 5. How I'm celebrating? I'm up on a pole.
You sound like you're
on a pole.
That's her dream forever. She's been just staring through the window at DB's Golden Banana. Can I get on the pole? No.
Up on a pole.
Get off the pole.
I want to be a dancer.
No. Stop it. Skedaddle. Skedaddle, you. Spray her with water like in the Always Sunny. Ah! Shoo! Get off the pole. I want to dance like a big girl.
You sound like you're
on a pole. Yeah, I'm from Boston, West Roxbury. Rollo 2132. That's where the ladies are at.
And that is where the ladies are at. And because Charm School. West Roxbury School of Charm. You've heard their ads before, haven't you?
Yes, they teach the young ladies to walk with a book balanced down their head.
And you remember the famous ad. It says, we're West Roxbury Charm School, home of the...
That's where the ladies are at.
You've heard that before. In
Girls,
most countries, if you've ever been
cross your legs, right over left. Remember, a lady reveals nothing.
Yes, indeed.
Wait,
98.5. The Hub.
Why that's not automatically been sent to every production person to get our female audience on.
The Hub.
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade. Work is canceled.
And, of course, that is the siren song of the young lady.
Work is canceled.
Meaning that it's a government holiday. She can't get her check.
Right. But the parade thing, I mean...
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade.
I love a parade.
You stupid
Whoa, Jesus.
Oh,
oh boy.
wait till we get there.
Oh boy.
That's really
Play
good.
the first one again.
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade.
I love a parade.
You stupid
Oh man, Bruins fans. I know it was a Celtics thing, but that's a Bruins fan.
This woman needs a Cam Neely jersey on. Seriously.
That's the woman that if you're walking with a beer behind her and like a drop gets on her back.
What the hell are you doing?
I know.
Look at this pussy. Hey, what are you doing? You're spilling your beer, you puss.
Oh, whoops.
bread. Work is canceled.
What do you do for work?
Your buddy doesn't have a job.
Yeah, well, that's not, let's be honest.
Oh, no. That's a problem.
Well, that's why one can afford
What do you do for work?
Your buddy doesn't have a job. Bees!
You don't have a job? What are we doing?
Shut up! Bees! I don't have a job because I was waiting for the parade. Bees! And then I'll get a job afterwards. Beep, 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 beep. Job.
Oh, that cough at the end.
Your buddy doesn't have a job. That's my favorite phrase.
Your buddy doesn't have.
I want to be this woman's
I'm your
friend.
buddy. Your buddy doesn't have a job.
I've told you I want to be this woman's friend. Like, I would love to hang out with this woman. But I don't want any of the fallout. You think Don from Carver's bad. This lady's picking fights.
My boyfriend will kick your ass.
That's right.
No.
Not picking fights for her.
No,
Picking fights
no.
for you.
Picking fights for you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know this for you. Look at my boyfriend. He'll kick all your ass.
Asses. Oh, no.
That gun ain't going to do nothing. Don't wave that gun at me. My boyfriend will kick your ass.
That's not the first time I've had a gun pointed at me.
I'm
Tonight.
afraid of that gun. Point it at my boyfriend and see what happens. No, don't point that gun at me. I'm not associated with her at all. It's like just walking around with a bullseye on you. A drunk bullseye.
I don't have a job because I was waiting for the parade, and then I'll get a job afterwards, so I don't have to cancel work.
Is this Tyler Milliken's cousin's grandma?
No.
Who we've learned loves parades? Perhaps? I'm just kidding.
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade.
I love a parade.
You stupid
Oh, Tyler Milliken's cousin's going to bury us all.
Because I knew the Celtics was going to win.
That's an interesting way of saying Celtics, not to get too fine on it.
Because I knew the Celtics was going to win.
That's combining Celtics and is.
Sectics.
Septic. That is what a lot of her body parts have become.
That's what she's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's IV, playing with fire.
So,
That's 18. That's 18.
Whoa. That's when, I don't want to say the joke. Someone became of age.
So,
That's 18. That's 18.
That's her walking around after high school graduation.
did you have any doubt?
Never a doubt. This kid owes me $20 because he thought it was going to go more than 5. It didn't go more than 5, you stupid
How are you going to celebrate? How are you going to spend that $20?
Bees, bees, bees.
She, of course,
It's
is
come on. This one's too easy.
$20.
This one's too easy.
That's where the ladies are at. Bees, bees, bees. Work is canceled. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to parade. Bees, bees, bees. Smash, smash, you're the balls. Bees, bees, bees.
What do you do for work?
Your buddy doesn't have a job.
I like how we went in and out of ears. It's quite fancy.
It's that Phil Spector production
Wall of
class
sound.
Lockhart took, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wall of sound. It's just coming at you from everywhere.
How are you going to celebrate? How are you going to spend that $20?
Bees, bees, bees. Bees, bees, bees. Maybe some more bees.
Did you actually go to the game tonight?
No, I didn't go to the game.
Oh, come on. That's just cruel.
That's not nice.
No, she just happened to be there. She just woke up. And she was there.
Bees. Bees.
I'm a fantasy.
Bees.
What I like to do all night, all right.
It's all the end. There's no sound. It's like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then you're like, at the end.
There's a little cherry on top.
It's a little cherry, a little punch.
Did you actually go to the game tonight?
No, I didn't go to the game. I stood outside because I'm a real Bostonian. I don't got no money for the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were standing right here in front of you.
That's what I'd say. I say, smash, smash, you're the balls. Boston till the day I die.
All right.
Bees.
Behind them glasses, you were dirty.
The fact that she wouldn't be at the parade, though, was the most offensive thing to her.
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade.
I love a parade.
You stupid
I think if the parade route is where people were celebrating, she's pretty much going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Come hell or high water.
Beans, beans. Maybe some more beans.
Beers on parade.
That's where the ladies are at.
Mr. Goss has got you guys very inspired.
One of us in particular. And so I'm not saying it was not me, but maybe someone else.
It's got Tom Goss fever.
Lockhart immediately just thinks, how can I incorporate this into a Tom Goss song?
Beans, that's to me. Said beans, my fantasy. Said beans, what I like to do all night, all right.
All right. Well, very good. That woman's very happy. Tomorrow, young Nicholas will be out at the parade, and you can say hello to him, as will Tyler Milliken's cousin. He will be with his grandma, and they'll both be holding signs. So that will be going on as well. So look for him in the crowd. Make his grandmother proud. After all, she deserves it. All right, we'll be back with Chris Mannix. He'll talk about the Celtics in just a second.
What do you do for work?
Your buddy doesnn't have a job. Beans.
I don't have a job. What are we doing?
Shut up. Beans. I don't have a job because I was waiting for the parade.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can call us 617-779-0985. We're efforting Chris Mannix. He also talks about boxing, and I was asking Wallach about this off air. The last time we talked to Chris Mannix, we talked about the Tyson-Logan Paul fight because Tyson Paul was at least interested. I mean, I was interested in it because Mike Tyson is the last boxer I cared about, really.
Wow. That's 1994, 95.
Like the last fight I remember really sitting around with my friends and watching was that Peter McNeely fight.
Yep, that was right after Tyson got out of prison.
Is there a big one? Who's the biggest heavyweight that's come since him?
Lennox Lewis had it for a long time.
Yeah.
The Klitschko brothers had it for a long time.
By the time I got to the Klitschko brothers, I was out.
This last one, Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder, was pretty big, and then they unified the title a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I have no interest in any of that. So the Logan Paul Mike Tyson thing had Mike Tyson, which was for I would imagine most of us that are not boxing fans, and most of us are not, was at least a curiosity. I certainly wouldn't have paid for it. But it was going to be on Netflix, and they were saying that it was going to be like the biggest thing that had ever been on Netflix.
Yeah, it was going to be a month from today, July 20th.
And I know both of my kids, 16-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl, would have watched it. Like if they were around, they would have definitely watched it, and they were aware of it. So I don't doubt that it would have been this huge thing. And I don't doubt that Jake Paul would have kicked Tyson's ass. He should. Jake Paul's a 29-year-old kid who's been training for boxing for the last 10 years.
Tyson is 57?
Yeah, Tyson's 57. I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
29-year-old like Mike Tyson beat me up easily.
You know why he can't fight? You know why Tyson can't fight?
I just saw it, but go ahead.
Yeah, he's got an ulcer. They think it's dangerous for him to fight with an ulcer.
Yeah, because it is dangerous if you fight with an ulcer because you can get a hole in your stomach and become septic. Ask my dad. My dad had an ulcer in his stomach, and he fell down, and blood started coming out of his nose and mouth. And my mom took him to the hospital, and then 2 days later called me, and she said, oh, when the ambulance came for your dad, they said that he could die. And I said, oh, when did this happen? She goes, 2 days ago. She's fine now. Don't worry about him. That's pretty much how it goes with my parents.
Sure.
Like, I'll call my mom's phone, and my dad will answer. I go, why are you answering mom's phone? And he's like, oh, she's in the hospital. Like, when did she go to the hospital? Oh, a couple days ago. She's all right now. Oh, okay. I think that's, but every time I say that, like everyone's parents are the same. First of all, if your parents are over 78, 76, they're going to the hospital pretty much on a consistent basis. Like when 911 was down, I was like, oh, my parents are a shorter ride. They're going to have to get a neighbor out of the house because they're taking an ambulance probably about every other week to the hospital.
There doesn't seem to be much in between. I'll say like as a 70-something-year-old, my dad was in and out a lot for various issues. My mom is 80, and she goes to the doctor for her checkups, but she is not being, like I said, you either have to go a lot or you're one of these people where you're just fine.
Well, my mom went took an ambulance to the hospital last time because she had a stomach issue, and she didn't think she could make it to the hospital in my dad's car without throwing up or crapping herself. So they decided to just go to the ambulance that way. So that was the decision there. So when you're just taking the ambulance because it's
like an Uber,
if you're gonna mess something up, you want to mess up the ambulance.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're equipped to take it.
Right.
That was, and she's like, I didn't do either. She's like, I made it to the hospital.
Now, how does that affect your ambulance rating? Because you have an ambulance rating much like an Uber or a Lyft.
5 stars. They're class.
Oh, they're
acts.
okay. All right.
They're not.
So they're fine.
They're a little hectic when the EMS guys get there, but appreciative.
Right.
And then once they get on the ambulance, it's old school. They'll be like, oh, Juan, hey, what's up? Hey, Scotty. That's good. Like, oh, you got the blue oxygen tank today. Excellent.
Teresa, I thought you were off this weekend.
Yeah. Don't worry. I know I can move all my extremities. We've been through this dance before.
I already took my blood pressure, but if you want to do it again, I understand.
Now
you're the expert.
There's no blood in the vomit. It is just straight vomit.
Can you punch my card? 5th ride, I get free. Yeah.
This ain't like the ulcer incident where Fred fell down and got the septic.
I've got my oxygen levels here, but
my watch is picking this all up. But if you insist, if you want to check it against yours, I guess we can go through the exercise. But yeah, Mike Tyson, and the way Mike Tyson treated himself, he's probably a lot like an 82-year-old. And yeah, you can't fight with an ulcer. Fight with an ulcer, the minute you get hit in the stomach, it's going to burst.
Yeah.
And then you're going to bleed out on the floor. So, yeah, I would imagine you can't.
So he's replaced Mike Tyson. Well, they've postponed the Tyson fight to November.
Yeah.
And they've replaced Tyson with a bare-knuckle fighter.
You saw this now. You think bare-knuckle fighting, and you think about, back in the 1920s.
Gentleman Jim Corbett.
Jack Dempsey.
And you think of these bare-knuckle fighters, but nowadays they are allowing people to fight with full-on bare hands, with fists.
Yes.
This is
it's a new thing. It might not be new. I just discovered it.
So think of how low in the boxing world you have to be to accept a bare-knuckle fight. Like, if you are anywhere decent where they will pay you money to put on gloves, you're taking that 100 times out of 100. Yeah. So these are guys that not only bad boxers, they're so bad that they don't even put gloves on. And this is the guy he's taking on with gloves on. Now, is he bare-knuckle fighting this guy?
That's a great question. I was thinking the same thing.
Because if he's bare-knuckle fighting him, I'll watch them break their hands on each other's skulls. But if he's not bare-knuckle fighting him, please, John, Jesus Christ.
I thought it was funny.
All
I'm not
right.
going, whoopsie.
You did. You went, ooh.
No, I thought it was a funny thing.
I almost mispronounced knuckle on accident.
Okay.
If it's a bare knuckle fight, I'll watch them break their hands at each other's skulls. But if he's got gloves on, Jake Paul's just going to kick the crap out of him.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bare knuckle fight. I think this is a guy who can fight. You know what? Even though the fight's a month away, I'll do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I need the payday.
Yeah, this guy's not turning it down.
So Jake Paul figured out a way to find a guy who would be willing to take a beating, and that's what this guy is.
Would you rather watch two people fight for 30 seconds at a bar? Just just on two bar patrons fight, just out of nowhere for 30 seconds at a bar, or sit down and watch this fight on Netflix.
The fight game. Oh, this particular fight.
Yeah.
I'd rather go get drunk at a bar and watch two guys go at it.
Yeah, I would rather just sit there and watch two guys have a 30-second before they get separated.
There's no
at a bar before I would watch this. There's no circumstance where I would watch this.
This guy, the guy he's fighting, apparently has a big mouth. He can help promote this thing and say a lot of dumb things in the next month.
But again,
which is another reason why he was chosen.
Yeah, if they were fighting on the street right now and it was available, I'd turn it on right now. But the idea that this is going to be in a ring and with a referee, I have no interest in.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I understand them wanting to put something on July 20th. You've already got it slated, but you're taking a bare-knuckle fighter and they're going to have gloves on. So the novelty of this
bare
guy
knuckle
being
fighting
a
is gone.
Knuckle fighter, it's got nothing to do with it. Now, Jake Paul has said that once they do this fight, and then he's going to fight Tyson, presumably November 15th, he said after that, he would consider doing a bare knuckle fight against this guy.
Oh, that's very fun.
Maybe. I haven't thought about it yet, but I'm down. The thing people don't know about me is I'm a crazy mother effer.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm aware of that. Yeah. Come on, Jake Paul. You're nuts. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to clarify something you guys were talking about. Mike Tyson, his last professional fight was against Irish Kevin McBride, the Clones Colossus. He's out of Dorchester, Mass. He fought down in 96 in Washington, D.C. Tyson tried to break this guy's arm. He was like 6'6", 6'8", and they called the fight TKO against Tyson in the 7th round.
How did Tyson try to break his arm? Like, you got him in like an arm bar?
He must have. I don't know how he was doing. How did he bite Holyfield's ear? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He intentionally headbutted that guy, too, in that fight.
But
he did?
The best part,
he was trying to get out of it.
The best part of this fight was that the pre-fight press conference, Mike Tyson was berating Richie Capiello, who was the promoter, and he called him a grease ball and all this, with the squeaky voice. He's a grease ball. It was great.
I would have to check that out because Mike Tyson was a desperate man. And that was 30 years ago.
19 years ago.
Oh, 19 years ago.
2005.
Oh, 2000, because he said 90. So 2005. Yeah. All right, so 19 years ago, Tyson was resorting to trying to break guys' arms and illegally headbutting to try to get out of fights.
Yes.
And now we're supposed to watch a 57-year-old Tyson. The idea that he would even, that he could hang with this kid who is rich and trains with rich people. Like he's Drago. Go ahead.
Tyson did get in the ring. I think it was Roy Jones Jr. 6 rounds, but you weren't allowed to hit in the head or something like that.
And you and I are having a conversation right now, which qualifies us to go, just debate against the Supreme Court. Sure, I'll defend abortion for the Supreme Court in front of the Supreme Court. Why not? I just had a conversation with John Wallach.
I got to be honest with myself, though. The bare knuckle aspect of it makes me think of Philo Beto and getting in those dirt rings, going out and training with running around wearing your jeans, taking your shirt off.
Hitting them with chains. Jack. Yeah, we get a couple slits in us, head down to the alley.
Who did Philo Beto fight in at the end of the first movie? Was Tank somebody?
I just remember the second one where he had it was like the big fight of the century.
Is this a Godfather situation?
Tank Murdoch.
Oh. The only Murdoch I know was a little off kilter and worked for the A-Team.
Oh,
he was the wild card, as they say.
More than a little bit off.
Well, there you go. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are no longer going to go at it. This is supposed to happen in November, and somehow I don't think it will. Call me a cynic.
Yeah.
But I'm not guessing that this fight is going to take place. And now he's just fighting a bare knuckle guy with gloves on. Just like playing soccer against Jordan. Like, okay. Dude, we have Michael Jordan for this event. Oh, awesome. It's 3-card Monty. Okay, great.
This is what the fight game has kind of devolved into. These are the big... If he was to fight Tyson, that would have been the big name, big-time fight that people in the U.S. would have watched.
So I would have watched.
You were right. The unification fight I was telling you about, where Tyson Fury boxed Alexander Usyk to unify the heavyweight title, nobody cared about that.
No one cared.
The people care more about this one than they did about that one.
Because Mike Tyson is the last boxer that mattered. To most people, like the last iconic boxer. He's the one that we still talk about.
And
He's
it's
the
been 30 years since he was at the height of his powers.
In fact, there's no other ex-boxer still living that gets any attention since Muhammad Ali's passing.
Okay, so the most recent big fights I remember, there was the heavyweight bout that we talked to Mannix about here a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't watch that one. The last two that I watched, and I can't remember, it was the night, Fred, I think, of your 40th birthday party.
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather was fighting somebody that night.
Well, it's very memorable.
Is that the Pacquiao fight?
I don't think so. I just looked that up because that was in May, and your birthday's in January.
Yeah, but we had it was also for my wife at the time. So
did you have a party in May?
Probably.
Okay, 2015?
Is that the one at the Mexican restaurant?
You know which one it is. Don't play coy.
2015.
Yes, yeah, hot sauce bottles, still spicy 40. Yeah, that was the party.
Okay, so that was Mayweather Pacquiao that night, and then
that was the party. Don't worry
Mayweather McGregor.
Oh, that
was a big fight. That one I gathered with people. I went over to a friend of a friend's house and watched that on the outdoor screen.
You had to pay for that. I'll tell you this, is that if you think that 40-year-old was too spicy, still spicy at 40 was a lot of fun, wait until you see what I have up my sleeve for the big 5-0.
Oh, yeah?
Oh. Ooh. I don't even know where to begin. Whores.
You get it.
Lots of them.
Well,
tell your wives.
Just make sure Fierce is there. That's all I care about.
Oh boy, I haven't talked to Fierce probably since the 40th birthday.
That was the highlight of that night for me.
I forgot he was even here. That was
Fierce was awesome that night.
What do you guys say to a boys' trip down to Atlantic City for Freddie's 50th?
Ooh, Atlantic City's jumping now.
How about that?
Sure.
Should we do it?
I'll go to the bank.
Should we do it?
I'll take out 150.
No, South Beach. We should go to Miami, like the Celtics.
All right. Very good.
Charter a jet.
Awesome.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment with all the ideas for my 50th birthday. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headline.
by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. The Boston Celtics are back from Miami. They get ready for the big parade tomorrow that John Wallach will be going to, as will Tyler Milliken's cousin. Tyler Milliken's cousin was his idea, Hardy. What's he doing?
He is going to have a sign with lyrics from his songs. I believe one of the signs will say,
Jason Tatum is a Celtics player.
And the other sign will be about, the MVP, of course, about, so on one side will say Jason Tatum is a Celtics player. The other side will say,
of Boston
bad Jaylen
is
Brown.
the baddest
And this was
part
his
of
idea.
town.
This is his idea. Have the sign. I said add some musical notes. And then he also said, well, he's going to have a speaker and he's going to be playing his songs. And
this is to get recognized by people on the street in front of his grandma.
He's
Tyler Milliken's cousin, is that true?
Do you want to be recognized by people with your grandmother in it? That's it.
Oh, he's listening. Look at Tyler Milliken's cousin with his thumb up. Good for Tyler Milliken's cousin. Well, on Instagram, I told you, Nicholas, who's looking for side hustles as a video editor, apparently.
I saw that.
Young Nicholas, who's wants to join Dan the Wagon Man as people with side projects while they're on the show. This is becoming very Stern-esque. Jackie's joke
Everybody's
hunt.
got something
And now
else
the
going
plugs.
on.
Yeah, now the plugs. Jackie's joke hunt, and Nick will be at the DB's Golden Banana.
Dan the Wagon Man.
That's right. So the song, Nick made this video on Instagram with that Jaylen Brown song featuring photos of Jaylen Brown, and I was a collaborator on it. So I get all the Instagram logistics. It has been played 73.8 thousand times.
Wow.
It is a video of 52 seconds long. It's only been replayed 8,000 times, so it's 65,000. About 66,000 people have listened to it, individuals. The average watch time, well, it's been watched for 90 hours and 5 minutes on Instagram, at Fred Toucher, at Toucher and Hardy.
That's great.
The average watch time, 4 seconds.
Oh, no.
Which doesn't even get to the song.
I know. So we double checked this earlier because we weren't sure. Well, maybe they're hearing the first part of it. They're like, okay, I get the joke. I don't need to listen to the whole thing. So let's time it out here. And how does the video start with the lyrics?
No.
Or does the video start with the
No.
musical?
No.
Video
Nick
starts
didn't,
with the
Nick
piano.
didn't mess with the song.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The north end.
Yeah, it's like
of
6 seconds
Boston.
in. Yeah, so people aren't even letting giving Tyler Milliken's cousin a chance. We're such a disposable culture now.
Yeah.
I mean, people can't. Our attention span is so bad that we can't even listen to
Song
bad
styling.
Jaylen Brown.
Song
And if
styling.
you go up there,
Yeah.
you better just beware of a man named Jaylen Brown.
What part of the parade route are you going to be Taylor Milliken's cousin? Do you know?
I think he's in the parade. I think he's on one of the duck boats.
No, he's not. But where do you think you'll be? Are you going to be at the beginning or the end of the parade? The end.
The end.
He's going to be. So where's the parade ending?
Heinz Convention Center.
So you're going to be at Heinz Convention Center. Prudential. He's going to be at the
Hey!
Prudential.
All
He's going to be in front of the big Prudential building.
Yep. As they go up Boston Street the wrong way.
You know, Tyler Milliken's cousin has figured out immediately how to make hand signals that I can read, unlike Nick, who over 20 years is still waves his arms frantically to give me messages that don't make any sense. Whenever Nick is under pressure, he just starts yelling in his soundproof room while I have headphones on. And now he's doing it again. Tyler Milliken's cousin was able to tell me where on the parade road he was going to be with his hand immediately. Nicholas in 20 years has never communicated anything with his hands.
Be careful when those duck boats are rolling by. They got them big.
The 10-inch wheels keep everything moving along nicely.
That's right. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's for
be
Dan the
careful.
Wagon Man. All right, so I bring this up because Jaylen Brown has received another honor, and Hardy was all jazzed up about it because he received an honor from people that Hardy respects.
But
then it clunked, he said.
Well, as much as I love Jack Black and Kyle Gass, Jables, Rage Cage, Tenacious D, the self-proclaimed greatest band of all time, they've gotten to a point now in their career where they're really leaning into their fan base and some of the production quality of some of their things. Here's their big presentation that they made online.
What's up, disciples? It's that time again. Time to announce the winner of the Tenacious D MVP award. And this year, the most tenacious defender in the NBA is Drew Holiday. Right, Cage?
Congrats, Drew.
Because for years, the Celtics have been knocking on the door, trying to win that championship. Not quite being able to get there. But this year, there was something different. I wonder what changed this year. I wonder why they were victorious this year. What do you think, Cage? Who was it? Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday.
This goes on for about another minute. They have a trophy that is reminiscent of one of their album covers that is very phallic, where it's like a post with a basket on top and then two basketballs at the bottom, so it looks like the male genitalia. But if
that sounds like that was they got paid to do that. There's no way they did that on their own.
They do a lot of basketball references, though, in their I'm sure you're familiar with the Tenacious D album Rise of the Phoenix, where they talked about Kobe Bryant a lot and Phil Jackson. I think they're just big basketball fans, and they're kind of leaning into that. Because who would have paid them to do this?
Tenacious. They're more clever than saying who's the most tenacious defensive player because of Tenacious D. There's no way that's them. They got paid to do that. Jack Black's a very creative guy. Don't tell me that was their idea. There's no way. That sounds like a commercial. That sounds like a copywriter.
I want to agree with you. The same guys that came up with Wonder Boy.
Yeah, probably 2000.
Okay. And they had our radio station as the host station, and even we didn't know. We didn't know who the headliner was going to be. They managed to keep it a secret, which is unbelievable in this day and age, but back then you could. So we get to the House of Blues in Las Vegas, and we're there, and they want me to do the stage announcement. You know how these things go, Fred. They can be horrible. You got to get up there. Plus, it's not even your audience. This audience has been flown in from all over the country, and they bring me backstage, and they say, okay, we're going to tell you right now, the headliner is Stone Temple Pilots, which was big because Scott Weiland was going to L.A. County the next day. There were L.A. County sheriff's deputies ready to drive him back after the show. He had to start serving one of his jail times the very next day. But they're going to do one more show before he went to jail, and that was a big deal. I said, wow, that's great. So I'm going to introduce STP. They said, no, you are going to introduce the opening act, Tenacious D. I said, that's great. They said, really? You know who they are? I'm like, I'm a huge fan. They said, will you come back and talk to these guys because they're a little nervous? I said, I'd be honored. That would be awesome. So I went backstage. Jack Black, Kyle Gass, they're sitting back there tuning their guitars, and they looked sick to their stomachs. And they said, this is Hardy. He's from Extreme Radio. He's going to introduce you guys. And I said, guys, I'm a huge fan. And Jack Black and Kyle Gass, they're like, you don't have to say that, dude. You know, like, we know. I'm like, oh, no. And I started, like, quoting lyrics to them from the Mr. Show sketches. They said, you really know who we are? I said, yes. And they got all wound up, and they said, what do you think? I said, they're going to love you. This is so awesome. You guys are here. They had a written-out intro to their thing, and it was weird, like stoner humor, like, here, just read this. I say, okay, I'll do it. So I'm pretty sure this is Evil Hardy era. Okay.
Yeah, you're all gacked up.
I'm all gacked up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm all wound up to do this anyway. So I go out there in front of the House of Blues. There's like 2,000 people there. And these people have been flown in from all over, and they've been feeding them free beer all day on the flight there, and they're all juiced up. They're expecting this the moment. I'm like, and I do the stage intro of all stage intros, Fred, because I'm feeling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got the right balance of everything cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, it's the biggest, you party mother effers, you're the biggest party city in the world. And I've got him whipped into a frenzy, right?
Right.
Now, before our headliner comes out, the middle genuine draft blind date. And I pulled out the 3x5 that Jack Black had given me. These guys have been around the world, and they've seen a lot of faces, and they've kicked those faces' asses. So tell your face to tell its ass it's about to get kicked by Tenacious D.
Yeah.
And they walk out on stage, T-shirts, jean shorts, fat, oversized acoustic guitars, and they launch into like acoustic versions of.
And it did not go over well.
They got about halfway through the first song and the booze started. Then they get into their second song and the free Miller Genuine Draft start flying up on the stage. And it was bad. So they go off the stage, they cut their set short. STB goes out there and kills it, whatever. I'm walking through the casino afterward, and Jack is sitting at a slot machine. Not playing, just sitting at a chair at a slot machine at Mandalay Bay. I walked up to him like, hey, man, really great to meet you. I really am a big fan. And he looked at me and he said, you lied to us. You said they would like us. They didn't like us. They hated us. And you can go online, and they've been asked about this since then. Like, what was the best night of the history of the D? What was the worst night? And they tell the story of that night. I'm not involved.
Oh, they
and
don't
they're
tell the
telling
fact that you
story.
lied to them. They don't say that.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
But he was busting your balls, right? Like, he wasn't actually upset that you lied to him about them. What the hell difference would it have made if you told him they're not going to like you?
Right.
And how the hell are you supposed to know?
Right. And I interviewed him like a couple of times after that and brought it up. And they, of course, like, got to be pretty big for a while. Like you said, we played
well,
that
Jack
song.
Black's a huge
and Jack
star.
Black's a huge star. So now they can kind of laugh out. But he's like, oh, yeah, I remember that night. I'm sure he doesn't remember me, but, oh, yeah, that was awful.
I don't know if he wouldn't remember you. You'd be surprised who these guys remember.
He remembers one bit that we did at that radio station because, he plays that saxoboom on stage.
Yeah.
So I had a guy come in, like this 6'6" buddy of mine who dressed up as like this caballero with two saxobooms, and he challenged Jack Black to a saxoboom draw.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it was a good bit.
Because one time I have a CD of it. I'm too embarrassed to listen to it. It might be a good bit for the air in the summer, where I interviewed all three of the Beastie Boys. I was late, and it was in front of a crowd before they performed in front of like 100 people, and I interviewed them, and it was not good. Like, I was all nervous and everything, and they wrote about it in the paper the next day about how nervous I was. And my friend Jay Heron was in Vegas, and the Beastie Boys were there, and Adam Horovitz came up to him and said, "You're from the station in Atlanta, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Where?" No, this is not a bad story.
Okay.
He goes, "Where's that weird guy that interviewed us?" And he's like, "Oh, Fred." And he goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "Tell him he's cool. He's all right." Like, and I'm like, "Oh, wow." I'm like, Adam Horovitz remembered the weird guy in Atlanta.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
I like
bad.
that story.
But it might be funny because I have not heard it ever. I just know the paper the next day, it was like really embarrassing. They said how bad I was. And I was stuck in traffic and everyone was yelling at me. And I'm like, I don't know. And no one else from the station would do the interview because they were too afraid. Because the three of them were dicks. So, like, they could be dicks. And so, like, you're juggling a lot of plates.
Yeah.
And I got in there, like, literally, like, ran on stage and just started interviewing them unprepared. And maybe that would be a good break one day in the summer. I'll bring that CD, and it's in it. I know where it is in my house.
Okay.
And I'll bring it in.
Yeah,
and we can
yeah.
listen to that.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Like, that's douche chill stuff. Like, I mean, if you want legit douche chills from me, like hearing myself, it might be bad. Really, really bad. All right, we'll do that this summer. All right, we'll be right back. Fluto Shinzawa, there's been a lot of muckety-muck over there in the NHL. We will find out how that affects the Bruins.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
Fluto Shinzawa is a senior writer for The Athletic, and yesterday I was reading The Athletic, and I was reading Fluto Shinzawa, and I thought, what an excellent opportunity to have Fluto on the show. He joins us on the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline. Hello, Fluto. We appreciate it.
You got it. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning. Now, there is a reason that we have you on specifically today because obviously the team would like to deal Linus Ullmark. Ullmark has half the league that he can't be traded to without his permission, and we got to find out what the goalie market was. Well, yesterday in the NHL, there was some movement. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, certainly the Jacob Markstrom deal, Fred, was the one that really set the market for Linus Ullmark. Now, you look at what Markstrom is. He's 34 years old. He didn't have as good a year. He's never won a Vezina Trophy. He wasn't. He was good last year. The numbers say Linus was a little bit better. Linus is 30 years old. So you can say, okay, in that way, that perhaps the Bruins could do better than what Calgary got. What did Calgary get? They got a 2025, not a 2024 pick, 2025 first-round pick, top 10 protected. So that means if it falls within, if New Jersey has a bad year, and that falls within the top 10, well, they have the right to say, no, that's not going to work. And then 23-year-old defenseman Kevin Ball, who was a good player, big guy, 6'6", physical, long, kind of in that Derek Forbert mold in terms of being a good defensive defenseman, but not much offensive upside. So you look at that return and say, okay, nothing that really blows your hair back, right? Maybe Ullmark can do better. But the trick there is that Markstrom is signed for 2 years. And New Jersey was able to get Calgary to retain 31% of his salary. So they're getting him at $4.25 million for the next 2 seasons. That's a really good price for a goalie that's going to make New Jersey pretty good next year. So, and then what's Linus's deal in terms of hangups? You mentioned no trade protection, half the league. Who knows how flexible he is in terms of that? If he's willing to work with the Bruins on that, because that list was made in 2021 when some of the teams perhaps that were bad then maybe a little bit better. But the real hang up with Linus is that 1 year left on his deal. Only signed for one more season. So if you're a team that's interested in the goalie, okay, very good player, probably going to make me a better team, but he's only signed for 1 year. Why am I going to give up a huge package for Linus when there's no guarantee of him re-signing? So, but the market is set. The Kemper one, not so much, just because Ullmark is clearly a better goalie than Kemper, younger, and boy, the asset, if you can call it that Washington had to take back Pierre-Luc Dubois, $8.5 million annually for a guy who scored 42 points last year. Granted, he's young, left shot center, big, physical, all that, but there's no guarantee that guy's going to turn around and play to the value of his contract. So the market is set. Obviously, the Bruins and Don Sweeney have not gotten the price that they want, which I would imagine is a first-round pick coming up next Friday, but we'll see. I don't know if they're going to get that.
Fluto, do you know, or would you speculate as to who some of those teams are or were on Linus's no-trade list that he may change his mind about now?
I don't know, Hardy, but I know that just reading between the lines of what Lena said, I think I don't know if it was so much about location and geography and all that. I think that list had to do with teams where he'd have where they'd be losers, and especially now, right? Yeah. Before he came to Boston, all he had known was losing with Buffalo. That's they've got the market cornered on losing in Buffalo. Then he comes to Boston, all he's known is playoffs, the Vezina, just a complete 180 in terms of career turnaround. So if you're Linus and that's what you've experienced and you've gotten to play, albeit not as much as he wanted, but you've gotten a taste of that playoff atmosphere, why the heck would you want to go to a lousy team that you know has no shot? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if the team is mediocre, though, you mentioned it, playing time, after watching what happened in the playoffs last year, he's not going to play as much as Swayman is this coming season. Swayman is the guy. So if you're given an opportunity to play for even a mediocre team that you can take better, isn't it in Linus's best interest to accept the deal and leave?
Well, yes, if you look at it from the sense that he's playing for a new deal, absolutely. Like this is probably going to be the last big one, right? For Linus, 30 years old. He's going to be 31 in July. So yes, he's absolutely motivated to have to get the numbers up, play well, take his next team into the playoffs, and perhaps re-sign with them. So yes. Now we've seen here in Boston that let's just say that Linus comes back, they re-sign Jeremy. I would imagine it would be kind of a similar situation in terms of rotation. But yeah, absolutely in the playoffs, like you never know. But at this point, would Linus play 1 minute in the playoffs next year if it's with Swayman? No. So yes, in terms of his own personal, individual, and financial pursuits, it would serve Linus better to go play 50, 60 games somewhere else.
Is there any chance that the team doesn't get anything done and that Linus just ends up being here? Do you see that as a possibility?
Sure. Yeah, it's a possibility. I just based on Don's track record as a manager, I don't think he's one to compromise in terms of, okay, if he sets a price and he thinks he can get it, and it's just not to the value. Let's just say, okay, it's not happening at whatever price he set. I got to say, for example, all right, the best I can do is going to be a third-round pick for Linus. And if he thinks that's just not equal value for what Linus brings, yes, I would think he's going to say, forget it. It's not going to happen. I'm going to bring him back. We're going to ride the goalie thing again. And that's going to be the formula for which they win versus riding Jeremy for 65 games, being the man in the playoffs, and using Linus's money elsewhere. I just think that that's just the way that Don is wired, that he's just not going to be willing to take a bath on Linus and say, I'm not going to give him away for nothing, if that's what it means. So, yes, I think if he doesn't meet his price, then yes, Linus comes back.
Okay, so, everyone likes Linus and Swayman's relationship, and it's been great to see, and it's been fun, and Allmark certainly, at least as far as I could tell, handled everything well this season. Does that change? I know Linus is a good guy and they all like him, but could anything, in your opinion, change in the locker room if they know, like, he's still around, the team wanted to move him? Do you think that that's good for a chemistry perspective?
I could see that being altered, yeah. Especially if you're the other guy, the other guy, he's got the new deal. Presumably he's going to get paid, but he's I'm sure he loved being the man in the playoffs, and he knows the situation that if everything goes well, Linus goes. Bussy comes in as his number 2, and he plays 60 games probably in the regular season, and he plays every game in the playoffs. Like, why wouldn't you want that if you're Swayman? So if you don't have that, if Linus comes back, absolutely, they're tight. They're good friends. I don't think that would change. But if you're Jeremy, I think he would be disappointed in the sense that there's this great opportunity to make this next step, and he wants to be just like, name them, Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, all these guys that are the guy, and then to have that somewhat diminished by the fact that you have the rotation, and that's probably going to be the best path towards success. I think he'd be disappointed.
The numbers that Swayman ultimately winds up with has a lot to do with that. What do you think he's going to sign for? Because if he does sign for $7, $8, $9 million, that puts more pressure on the Bruins to play him.
Yes, I don't think you get that. It's just the way that his career segment lines up right now. He's 25 years old. He's still restricted. Is like you see some of these big deals, Hellebuck, Bobrovsky, all these guys, they signed their big money deals because they were coming up on UFA. They were coming into free agency, so the teams had to pay the price. That's not the case for Jeremy. The Bruins still have a degree of negotiating power because they're the only team that can negotiate with them. Now, there's always the possibility of an offer sheet, but those are so rare, and the Bruins are absolutely matched. The only issue there was say, okay, let's just say one team can't come in and blow Swayman away with whatever $9 million offer sheet. Of course, he's going to sign, and of course, the Bruins would match. but that would really mess up their financial structure. I don't think that will happen. There's just so unusual in terms of the mechanism in the offseason for an offer sheet. I think that I would be surprised if he gets over 7. I would put it in the 6.5 to 7 range annually. Now it depends. If he wants to sign really long term, like 7 or 8 years, then yes, the price would go up for Jeremy, and his AAV would be higher. But let's say, where is he now in his career? Maybe he can go for 2 contracts, like he signs a 5-year deal, and then comes back after that. The salary cap presumably has gone up. Presumably he's played well to the expectations of that contract, and then one last big one. So it depends. What does he want to do? Does he want to go that route, or does he want to say, okay, no, I like it here. I want some really long-term security. Then that number would go up. But I would guess 6.5, 7 million annually. That would be within the range.
All right, Fluto, finally, can Edmonton win 2 more games in a row?
No, Florida's the better team. Hey, credit to the Oilers for sticking in it and not folding, but Florida's the better team. I expect the Panthers to win the Cup.
All right, Fluto Shinzawa, excellent information as always. Do as I did and read him in The Athletic now. Fluto, always appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
You got it, guys. My pleasure.
All right, there we go.
Fluto. Thanks, Fluto.
Good information as we the big thing this offseason. You saw. I hope the Bruins look at the Celtics parade and they remember 2011. That getting more and more in the window now.
You have to deal, Allmark. You have to figure out a way to get this done. He can't be on this roster in October.
No, it just nothing about it works. And Fluto's very even-headed, and even he said like Swayman might not like this. He's not. He wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. Swayman's ready to take off. I mean, This is it for him.
I'm sure they'll still be friendly, but I mean, you would resent it. Yep. Anyone would. All right, we'll be back. Everyone has these ideas for Hardy and Kendra. It's very exciting. If you didn't know, it occurred to me, Hardy has so annoyed by Kendra that wouldn't it be fun if the two of them did an activity that annoys him?
Kendra said on the show 2 hours ago, Hardy doesn't want to spend any time with me outside the studio. And Hardy said, yeah, that's right. It's interesting how well you know me. Yes, I don't want to spend any more time with you outside.
I give her credit for that. Yeah, she knows me very well.
He was so agitated with her that I said, this is what I said. This is Hardy even thought it was funny during the break. I said, it's really sweet, Kendra, because you came in and you want Hardy to, it's obvious that you want Hardy to like you. So you come in with these golf bets. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's really nice. And Hardy's like, what are you talking about? Everyone bets on golf. And I'm like, you're mad at me because I said someone's being nice to you. You're yelling at me because all I said is that she's being nice to you. And you yelled at me. That's how agitated you get.
I need some time with my own thoughts and feelings on this to figure it out, because you're not wrong, but I don't know why.
Why this triggers you?
I don't know why you're speaking the truth. I don't know why that is the truth.
It's very
why
funny.
does this trigger you like this?
It's so funny because I'm used to getting yelled at. I'm being annoying a lot of times on sort of purposely for comedic purposes, but I'm like, I'm not even doing that. I'm just being nice. I'm like, Kendra's, trying to relate to you.
Yeah, and I don't know why that angers me.
It does pisses you off. Pisses you off. All she was trying to do is relate to you, and you're yelling at me about it. All right, I wasn't implying anything or insinuating anything. I was just said it's nice. It's a human being being nice to another human.
No, it's can't handle that apparently.
The answer lies within me somewhere. Yeah. I'll need some time.
Well, you got it. That's an onion you'll have to
So
peel.
we have a list of ideas.
Yeah. They've been trickling in. Okay. We'll get this going. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
thing that was surgical, and he said, I'm good, and they said, I don't need surgery. I don't know. I watch him, and I think, is he hurt, and is the wrist an issue for him, and could there be something going on there? I think it's bugging him now. It would explain why the shot has been off.
Dulac and Bertrand, weekday mornings at 10 on the Sports Hub. You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and there's these guys here. They won a concussion contest. They had the biggest concussion. No, they won an auction to sit on this show in Zolak and Bertrand. And you expect a certain type of fellow to come and win these contests. But we have very muscular gentlemen in here. I have to say, I'm very pleased that there are the people this in shape are listening to the program. I envision our audience being much more slovenly based on my interactions with them.
See, if Don from Carver showed up now, we'd have no trouble.
Okay,
Oh, no,
so
these guys kick his ass.
Tony, Max, JP.
That's impressive.
Okay, wow. Tony, Max, JP.
That's really
I'm just
good.
trying to get through
Didn't even write
conversations.
that down.
I'm trying to handle myself socially. I'm so awkward socially, I don't even know. I can't remember anyone's
It's that
name.
Dale Carnegie course finally paying off.
I mean,
winning friends,
absolutely.
influencing people. All three of them are hunks. So what do you guys like going to gym? What is, we never even asked because it's hard to ask when you meet somebody. It's like, why are you in such good shape? But now that we have the barrier of the microphone and we're doing a show.
It is much easier when you have a microphone. You would think it'd be more difficult.
You guys work together? No? You just you work out together?
Yes, obviously.
They're workout bros.
The Concussion Legacy Foundation.
It's weird.
Well, that became obvious. I mean, let's be honest. You guys are in tremendous shape. It's very exciting for me.
Vascular.
I will tell you what. We usually just think they're going to be the fat losers, but look at this. We got in-shape dudes. All right, here's the deal. I want to give this some respect before we move on to the Kendra thing.
Yes.
Brian says, not sure if you're still making 98.5 the Sports Hub T-shirts, but I would be the first to own a shirt. Beers, 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 maybe some more beers.
Beers, beers, beers.
Indeed.
Beers, beers, beers. Maybe some more beers. Beers.
That's to me, said.
Beers.
I'm a fantasy, said.
Beers.
You know what I like to do all night, all right.
Just play the parade one.
Are you going to the parade?
I'm going to the parade. Have you? I'm a Bostonian. I'm going to the parade.
I love a parade.
You stupid
All right, there you go. That's all you need to know about her. All right, so here's the deal. This is all very real. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to force anything, and we might not do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. This is all organic. When Kendra's in, Hardy becomes extremely agitated. It's not an act. He's agitated. And I like Kendra. I don't think Hardy dislikes Kendra, but her presence annoys him. Annoys him. And Kendra, I think, is really nice and is making strides to bond with.
She senses this. She's making an effort to break bread with Hardy. Yes.
Right, because her instincts are telling her, like, look,
right,
like this is a good way to cross the barrier with Hardy. Fred's and John are conquered. They already like me. Like, let's work on Hardy.
Sure.
This mere suggestion to Hardy leads him to anger because he's out of his mind.
Anger,
with this stuff.
anxiety, frustration. I'm like, I don't want to go out.
No.
number one.
We haven't even gotten into that. Just the
But
very idea, me bringing up, this is all real. Me bringing up to him that she was being nice to him agitated him, and he started yelling at me. So that makes me think, how do we get this going more? So I thought, look, Kendra's been doing, we haven't done this. Kendra's been doing a gambling bit here at the station for a long time. She replaced Joe Murray when he got the big show. And now she's doing it solo, basically. Dan will come back in the fall if he would like to. But right now, let's be honest, it's more about Kendra than it's about the gambling. But since you guys both gamble, we thought, what if you both had a bet that you liked, different bets, and if one wins and one doesn't, one has to do something with the other person. The best idea so far for what Kendra would have to do with you, which is still sort of a punishment to you, but to make it better would just be to go to Home Depot for 2 hours and have you stroll the aisle.
No, that's Hardy's happy place.
I thought you were going to say golf course, but Home Depot is
sacred ground.
No, but she might like playing golf. Like the Home Depot, she's going to hate.
Well, the golf, that's not happening.
Yeah, well, you would have to bring her to your club, and then rumors would swirl that. You were doing something. But I will tell you this is that I think that Kendra would not enjoy 2 hours at a Home Depot with you. I think that you would enjoy it more than her. So for her own sake, if we're searching for something she would have to do with you, not for your punishment. You already have your head down, but this would be you winning. Kendra would have to go to Home Depot with you for 2 hours. Well, here are what Kendra has gotten.
All right, and just let me say from the outset, 2 hours is an absurdly long time. I'm thinking 30 minutes.
No, no. By the time you get in there and start walking around and explaining things, you'll loosen up. I mean, you'll loosen up. You can. What section's your favorite at Home Depot?
Oof. Well, it depends on what the project is. Right now, I would say it's any outdoor equipment. I would say the entire like line trimmer accessory aisle. You want to get the Shakespeare stuff.
How about this? What if we could get Home Depot or Lowe's to sponsor it, and that to sweeten it for Hardy, and they would give you like a gift card, like a $200, $300 gift card.
Oh,
and then you take Kendra around.
More free stuff for Hardy. Yeah, you could talk about it on the golf show.
All right.
There you
go.
go.
But the idea being that now
maybe I'll do it on the Dan the Fix-It Man show or whatever you and Maz did for precisely 2 episodes.
The tool bag, right?
Thank you, John.
Tool bag.
Well, they tried to relate to people by building a barrier between urinals. Because everyone has 2 urinals in their home.
Sure.
It was a home fix-it show
stand-up, yeah.
where they were doing something that no home, even billionaires' homes don't have. Two urinals.
But it was necessary.
Yes, it was necessary, but I kind of missed the mark in your audience. All right, here's some things that they had.
So these are things if Kendra wins?
These are things now. No, if Kendra wins, these because the Home Depot thing was the best I saw because she would really not like that. I don't think Kendra would mind some other of the ideas. Someone said have sex, of course. Feed pics. What someone had to say it. Someone said TikTok dance together. If you win, you should. I do think that part of it's not enough, but part of it should be doing this hot dog whole situation.
The hot dog dance she does before all the shows on Saturday.
I get so annoyed because I don't even know what you're talking about, and the fact that I would have to like learn what it is and then be forced into doing it.
I actually don't want to make it a stunt. Like the thing that's funny to me is I don't want it to just have something that's embarrassing for you because the thing that's funny to me is you just having to sit through something. Like, that's funny to me. Like, you having to converse. I don't even want it to be Rick Ross because that's too loud. I want there to be silences and time to ruminate. You know what I'm saying?
Steam is rising off of his head.
If you win, should make Hardy doing an awkward JP photo shoot with you. Not sure what the bet is, but make him wear one of those workout outfits. Not wear each other's clothes now. Let me see here. She had record a longer version of the DMs that a woman on the internet gets. That Hardy could go. Now this is a conversation. Now you love Kendra's Instagram account, don't you, Hardy?
Oh my God. I'm going to get in trouble if I start talking about it again. I almost got in trouble last time.
You did?
I felt like I was on the verge of it.
Okay, so Kendra does a bit that I like where she goes through her because there's no worse audience than
it's
our
90
audience.
seconds. Stuff that I got on the internet in 90 seconds.
She gave me the demographics of it. It's entirely our audience. And I've talked to Maddie and Bob at ROR. Maddie Siegel never got anything negative. Our audience is just brutal. In a good way and also in a bad way. Against our enemies is far worse. And our enemies are not used to it, or some of them very, very sensitive. So keep it up. I'm reading them and I'm enjoying them. The meaner, the better. But hang on, let me get my thoughts back together. So listen, I was
What's your happy place?
I was in my happy place. I'm sitting in bed about to take a nap, reading the vitriol coming from people. I know this is bothering someone. All right, very good. So listen, so You love her Instagram account, correct? And you love the bit where she goes through the mean things that the guys send her.
Yeah. That's the most intelligent thing a person could do if they're really bothered by direct messages that they receive on social media, is to do a weekly segment where you highlight and give life to those people and give them power by letting them know you're reading their stuff and are now going to comment on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What, would you please stop sending me messages like this and then incorporate it into a video that everyone's going to watch? It's going to have the exact opposite effect, and it pisses me off because I think she knows better, and I think it's a bad idea. I think she's setting herself up for even worse things, and it's stupid, and I don't want anything to do with it. And if you make me participate in one of those things, it's going to go really, really bad.
Okay, so here's what the bet is. They can next Thursday. They'll each have a bet. If Hardy wins, we'll work out a way with Kelly if we can to get a home, like a hardware store, to give him a line of credit.
Big gift card. Yes.
Yeah, because then he goes, and then Hardy's like, now he's really moving and shaking.
He's in his element.
He's in his element.
He's looking at riding mowers. Yeah, he's doing the whole thing.
Like, we don't mind have riding mower money. Let's not go crazy.
But my point is he's shopping.
Yeah, but he's like, now he's interested. And, and now he's got questions, like legit questions.
Well, I mean, or we could even do something like Boston Lawnmower. And now we're talking about like a serious outfit with serious equipment.
Well, it sounds like someone's got his heart set on something. Is there enough stuff in there that you can point to and talk about?
Brad, you jest.
All right, very good. Well, if there's enough crap that you can point at and talk about, and I'm sure they love to be associated with crap, but you know what I'm saying. Now, that's it. Now, if Kendra's bet wins, you go to her place.
No.
Yes.
No.
You have a nice vegetarian meal that doesn't upset her various allergies.
No.
And then you sit down and you find out how the whole thing's done. I'm sure she has a friend who films it. Maybe her female friend who films it is over. You have a collab, and you collab on that one.
Nope.
There you go.
Nope.
That's what happens.
No.
That's what the bet will be.
Not doing it.
Yeah, you will.
I'm not going to Kendra's place and making a video
far.
with her. I don't care if she lives in the closet one floor down.
She does. She lives in the locker room.
That's right. Not doing it.
All right, very good. That's what we'll do. Next Thursday, have a bet ready.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Because you get to see how the whole operation.
I'll make a video with her at the station. We'll do a video.
Yeah, it's got to be on location, or it's no fun. It doesn't have to be at her place.
This is a location.
No.
Yes,
you have
Waltham is a location.
You have to go out with her, or it won't be good.
I am not going anywhere with Kendra.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
There will be other people there to film it, and her friend will be filming her. See how the sausage is made. Maybe you'll gain a new respect for it.
Yes, because right now I have some respect for it, but it'll be a newfound respect and a greater respect.
Maybe when
your
you find
entire
out,
premise is off.
Maybe when you find out how difficult it is to do and how this new medium it happens.
Yeah, that's it. I don't understand the medium or the technology.
And you can
think
talk,
that's the issue?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's a generational gap. It's a technological gap. It's people that grew up with the internet versus those who did not grow up with the internet. Kendra says I can record this in the studio. No.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good, Kendra. Good.
We have to get him out of his comfort zone.
You think I'm comfortable now?
Fireplace in the fire. That's what we'll do, and then you can react to the tweets along with her.
I'm uncomfortable enough when she's sitting here in the studio where I sit for 4 hours a day every day. That's enough to get me out of my comfort zone. That's fine.
No. It will be nice. And then you guys can take separate cars, but you can go somewhere and film it. It will be fun. Somewhere that you'll both enjoy, like a vegetarian cool restaurant in town.
Maybe you'll start getting invited to all those cool places.
I don't want to go anywhere.
All right. Well, you're going to Connecticut to broadcast from a golf tournament.
Oh, the Travelers Championship, TPC River Highlands, Cromwell, Connecticut. I'm leaving here in about an hour and a half.
So if you're willing to put the pedal to the metal to get out to Cromwell, Connecticut, you can go down the street to film a video.
Because that's a worthwhile endeavor, as opposed to making a video about DMs that I really don't want to get. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, just
so
listen to me. Just
offensive.
Listen to me.
The entire.
Well, you're really. I don't think this is a good idea now. John, do you think this is a good idea? Yes.
Having gotten nailed in many of these bets before, yes, it has merit.
And Dan,
after I've been suffering through all of this stuff, yes,
Dan,
I've done this.
You said something in my ear, and that was what?
Just win the bet, Hardy.
Because I'm cool with you getting the gift card and you winning.
Yeah, win the bet.
Like, I'm cool with you getting the gift card and you shopping with Kendra.
All right.
I'm good with that.
No, it's not good. Shut up, Sal.
He's got to do it. I mean, he's going to do it. I mean, you can stomp your feet all you want. Scott just said if there's one person at the station he dislikes more than Scott, it's Kendra.
You know, God, that's not true.
Everyone thinks Hardy hates him. It's so funny. Nick does.
What?
Everyone thinks that you hate him.
Oh, that I hate that. That each person thinks that I hate that person.
Nick, don't you think that Hardy hates you? He really does. No. Off air, they all know I like him. They don't think Hardy likes him.
we have discussions about it.
It's my caustic wit. I can't help myself.
Yeah, but
I think of a funny line, I have to say it.
But
sometimes it's about someone's what? What?
There's ways to do it where they know that you're still pals.
You say I don't do it that way?
No. They know I like them. You would think Fred's a huge dick on the air, like he would be a dick off the air, and they would tell you that I'm not that big a dick off the air. They think that you don't like them. That's true. That's all true. All of it.
But I bet they like me more than they like you.
I didn't say that they don't like you more than they like me, but they know I like them. They think that you don't like them.
I would rather be liked and have them think I don't like them than the opposite. Oh, I know Fred likes me, but I can't stand him.
Okay, fair enough. But
yeah.
I just don't think that you would want them to think you don't like them.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay, I think it does. I think that you're a nice guy deep down and that you don't like that. I mean, you're gaslighting me now. He's a big gaslighter, I've been told.
I don't even know what that means, so it might be true.
Whenever I make a good point, you start firing things back at me that aren't around the point.
Finally.
Nobody likes you, Fred.
Yeah,
like needed to be happening for 20 years, finally.
They don't think that you like them. And then he goes, well, I don't like you. And I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, they don't, but they still don't think that you like them. Well, I'd rather have that. Okay, that's all well and good, but I'm telling you something.
You're going to wind up looking for lawnmowers, Hardy. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
I'm going to start looking at bets.
All right, there you go.
Does it have to be on the same event? Or
No.
Okay.
I don't care. I mean, I'm in no rush for this to go on. I mean, just every Thursday.
I love how you and now Kelly's in on it too, and Dan O'Brien. You all are like car dealers with the preemptive close. It's like we're doing that. Kelly's now texting me, done, and we're taping the whole thing like it's been decided, like I've agreed to anything.
I think that people like it because it's obvious that you're not faking it, and it's obvious to me, and it's even a little uncomfortable for me. Because you are full of a great anger. A great anger, Hardy. Which I enjoy tremendously because I like not being the only one. But I see a difference between the two of us in that it never turns off. There's no off switch.
That's a good point. Hardy's lingers.
Yeah, his
for long
lingers.
periods of time.
Like I don't. These things don't linger with me.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, Hardy's has staying power. It does.
It really does.
Maybe I am an angry person.
Oh, no, you certainly are an angry person. I think you're a really good guy, and I think everyone
likes you.
I
mentioned last night when I went out and played golf for like 6 holes with my daughter and how joyous it was when she was hitting good shots. I'm thinking of it now. There was a point where I was angry at her because I said, you don't even understand how good that was. Mm-hmm. Like I got angry because I don't think she had the realization of what she had just done. And that made me angry. She wasn't as happy as I was.
If the world if everyone just acted the way you wanted them to act, the world would be a much better place. We're all just bit actors in your star production where you were the director, the producer, and star. And if you could just get us extras to behave in the way you wanted.
You just got to the root of me and my issues, and now we don't have to do this Kendra thing.
Absolutely.
You solved it. It's been settled. Bet is off.
My wisdom will never get in the way of this. My sage wisdom will never get in the way. So look forward to that. All right, we are running very late. We'll be right back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline. It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. A huge thank you to Andy and the crew over at Smoke Shop Barbecue for feeding us today. They have locations in Kendall Square, Assembly Row, the Seaport, Harvard Square, the Hub Hall at TD Garden in East Boston. Check out their menu at thesmokeshopbbq.com. Thank you to Tony and the guys for bidding on us to sit here. They'll be here for the midday show with the Concussion Legacy Foundation fundraiser. John, quickly, what do you have?
We had a listener, Francis, tweeted this in as part of the bet, should Hardy lose. Hardy should have to sit and watch an episode of the Andy Griffith Show with Kendra, take something he loves and use it against him. Maybe they can both bond her on the hijinks of Barney Fife.
Yeah, if she were to like to start talking crap about the Andy Griffith Show, that would bother me.
No, that would not be a good idea, actually. The good idea is what we've already put out there, which is what will happen, which is that Hardy will be there for the whole kit and caboodle when Kendra does her weekly things guys send me in my direct messages.
Does he just have to be there or read some of the stuff?
Oh, stop it. Jesus, John, why don't you complicate things more?
No,
He's going to have to be there.
It's a good question. Am I allowed to comment and interject?
Yes, of course. Yeah,
okay,
you're
right.
sitting in on it. Well, of course you can comment and interject.
Okay.
Well, no, I want silence. That'd be a good bit. Yeah, you sit there quietly and stew. What's wrong with you two? Real instincts here. I'm working with the ragtag crew.
Okay, you know what? Why don't you do this stupid bet then?
Because I like Kendra, and it won't be funny. Some people are annoyed by Kendra.
By the way, God forbid John or I ask a question about a thing that got invented 45 seconds ago, and then you call our instincts bad for actually wanting to have a conversation about the thing.
Talking?
Yeah, now I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh, good instincts. No, you're not allowed to speak. Oh, idiot. Oh, shut up. I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it.
I know you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Talking's new. Talking for an audio-only medium?
You got this whole thing like fabricated in your head already.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a legitimate
That's what I do
question.
for a living.
Is she
the only thing I'm good at.
Is she going to do her thing and I have to witness it, or can I? I
want you to be a part of it.
Okay.
You can give your 2 cents on it. She doesn't have to put that part on the
It's
internet.
not a dumb question.
Yeah, Fred.
Well, I was going after John more than you, but if you insist on being included,
And then you said you too have great instincts. I got to sit here with this. I got to sit here with you.
Well, listen.
Was he really loud just then, or was it just me?
You're being compensated for your time. So.
Yeah.
I am?
You're not
Is there a
doing-
talent fee?
You're not doing this.
Is there a talent fee
You're
for
not
the
doing-
Kendra thing?
No. But if you win, you'll get the Lowe's thing or the Home Depot thing. So there is a cash prize.
All right.
You're doing it for Gorman money. Gift cards. That's what Gorman gets compensated.
Chance to
in.
look at lawnmowers.
By the way, I have a offer for Tyler Milliken's cousin to be at an actual spot tomorrow, a spot reserved for him on the parade route.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow Nicholas will be out there. It's very exciting. I will be at I just realized it and got a bad feeling. I'm going to be at the big concert tonight. The Boogie with a Hoodie. A Boogie with the Hoodie is where I'm going to be.
What's Wally? So I'm going down to the
Encased in
Travelers
weed smoke.
Championship. You're going to Boogie with a Hoodie. What are you doing tonight, Wally?
I'm going to go play golf.
Oh.
And what do your children do? They require no attention.
Children go play golf with me.
All of you
Little
going?
Swiss
All
family
three?
at Robin.
That's the idea tonight. Yeah.
I'll be in
At that executive course we were talking about, Sassafras Pass. That's where we're going.
Why'd you say executive golf course? We all know it's Sassafras Pass.
Executive level golf course or length golf course.
I'll tell you this, is that on Saturday I will be at a game in Milton and then heading up to Saugus.
Oh, good for you.
As convenient as convenient could be. All part of the same tournament. Way to go, guys. All right. Scotty Z, hello.
Hi.
Did you meet Tony and Max and JP?
You guys gonna get a workout in after this? They just got here. They got back from the medium shirt store. Like I did.
I know. Seriously, notice the sleeves are extra
Jesus.
short. See that?
No, I would
On
do
both
it too.
of them.
I
Look
would
at
do
that.
it too. I would do it too. If I looked like that, I'd
No
why
need
not?
to flex, boys. We get it.
This Kendra thing's got some legs to it, though.
It's his legitimate annoyance. And Kendra thought that you said that you didn't like her, but you were saying that Hardy didn't like you.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like Kendra.
No,
yeah,
you were saying that.
Yeah.
So that's fun to deal with. I'm just kidding.
Is she already texting
I'm
you?
Playing, I'm playing. No, she's in on it. She's good. This is good.
She's in on the joke.
She's in on the joke.
Yeah.
There's no joke. This is the thing. There's no hidden agenda. This is it. It's Hardy's annoyed by her. That's the bit. All right. What do you guys got going today?
Continuing Celtics talk. I mean, that's the obvious. Couple Patriots things here and there.
All right.
And a little hockey.
Very good. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Oh,